welcome to the inaugural episode of, I don't want to say Monday Night Raw, but for want of a better term, Trifactor podcast. Yeah. All out. Free response.
All out.
Alright? Where we join with like-minded fans to discuss the hot issues of the day.
Or not so like-minded.
Not like-minded at all.
Like-minded where the only thing in common is love for football.
For real, definitely.
Everything
definitely.
else, divergent.
Who will take us off with the Super League, boy? Who are the biggest chess
Nah, we have to warm up.
We're going straight in.
We warming up.
We're going straight in.
So, if we go on our Super League, we will not discuss anything else, right? Right? We have to warm up. The easiest one first, that's going to be 5 minutes, right?
All right, Jose.
5 minutes, right?
Jose,
right.
He should not be sacked until after the final. All right.
Levy too wicked. Yeah, Levy too wicked. You wicked.
You supporting Jose?
This is what I said.
You?
Right? No. Understand the difference, eh? I don't have to like the man to be fair to him.
So understand not fair to Jose. Anyway, go ahead. Only because he done, you're supporting him.
No.
That worse than not supporting him.
No.
The man is telling my pep mama guy right now.
Yeah, that's who you're telling him.
Right? Listen to me.
He's so good.
He's the best. He's the best. He's so good, guys. Listen,
I say that?
Go ahead.
Come.
Go ahead.
Right. Last week.
Yeah.
And you know what really bring this into perspective for me? I was talking with one more batch. And she man done as a man. As a man, I understand why she and the man done. I empathize with the man.
What?
Right?
What is story going by? What is
Right. But at the same time, I empathize with the man, but at the same time, she made a statement.
I had to take that girl, but I had to do it.
No.
I don't know where you go. Go.
Well, right, you're interrupting me because there's no going on here, right?
Sorry.
She say, you can't study hot girl and vex when hot girl in. You understand? In short, she was saying, you knew full well what you was getting into before you get into it, right? And now they're done. Levy fully understood what he was getting with Osei. And he was willing to chance it with the possibility of getting trophies, right? Right. You know what he was going to get. You know he was going to get players getting thrown under the bus. You know it was going to take. You know the football was going to be terrible. You knew all that. But the man said, you know what? And like many other Tottenham fans who not accustomed to trophies, I will take it. Once I get them trophies.
I wanted Jose for Arsenal. I ain't gonna lie.
Exactly, I'm going to make that comment, but I thought you might carry me there, but full well no. When you're desperate, they will take it.
Yeah.
1 week before the man have a chance at winning, the last chance at winning a trophy to say, well, like, yeah, well, big man, I get a trophy because he still have performance clauses that you will get terminated with lower severance for not making Europe, which most likely would have kicked in, right? You're going on. What's the man truth?
34 million.
Bringing somebody, yeah. You don't probably might not have Harry Kane for that final. You understand?
He better play because I have my FPL. Go ahead.
You know, getting points to that.
No, but I want him to be fit. Go ahead.
But he don't play, right? But what I'm saying is, in all fairness, you bring the man in for this whole thing, right? It's not a matter like sunken cost where you say now, but the sunken cost too much. No self, you're making the effort. The results hard to really quantify. Was it worth it? You're bringing Jose, you burn down the place, and you're still again not noted.
He ain't burn down the place, man. You've been
all right.
Exaggerating
and half and the walls black, right? Right. So
I thought they're supporting the man. Go ahead.
I say Levy wicked.
I was gonna say it. I was gonna say for a man that say he gonna support the man.
I'm not supporting him.
It's real propaganda. You start the analogy. You start the analogy with a man who lost his hot girl, all kind of thing. Like it's all kind of thing. The man for a man who's supporting a man.
No, I'm not supporting, right?
Go ahead.
It's not to say like I go down and be celebrating like yes, you lost your kiff, right? I just like the fact that
deep down I feel like how you feeling.
No. I feel like I can't celebrate that. I do none for me. right? Because look how the world wrong, eh? Van Gaal win a trophy. And Jose didn't instigate for the man to get fired. And you get fired, right?
Jose instigate for him to get fired.
Yeah, you instigate for him, right?
It's propaganda again.
I thought it was more Ryan Giggs though. But anyway, go ahead.
Nah. I must say first time I hear that. Eh? I don't feel outlandish at all.
Just on a personal level, right?
Narrow fires, right?
Jose was. Remember last time they dumped me with John Obi Mikel and I pulled it up and all was amazing. Right?
That's Ornstein. Ask Ornstein. My background information.
So, and on a strictly personal level, that man was going to be the biggest factor in stopping City from getting out of trouble, which personally I didn't want to happen now. And Levy going and fire the man a week before the damn final.
That's small trophy trouble, man.
It doesn't matter. It's still hype it like it's a real trouble.
Nah, it's not real trouble now.
Right? So that's what I'm saying. Levy wicked.
Levy, man.
I don't want to rush on that. But we need to waste time on Jose. I'm telling you, we don't.
Now we have to cover everything.
Jose coached Chelsea twice.
Yeah, let me hear how you feel about it.
And as a Chelsea fan, I just get tired just mentioning Jose.
But that's all the whole history.
That would make all the ways.
Hey,
Yeah.
I understand that. Plenty things is big, man. A man might start off if first working at grocery. But it's not when easy see you our company, you want to talk about the grocery every day.
That the lessons.
I know it have analogies out there, so I just all I'm saying, people, the reason Jose was fired is the very said reason Tottenham say he wasn't fired. He didn't cry the players out on the field in protest of the league, and he was dismissed one time.
What?
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Propaganda.
Tell me something.
Hold on, Mark. What are you saying there? Wait, what? He got fired for what?
For failing to carry the team on the field to train. No. Here the reason. Here the reason I'm saying this. Have you all ever? We have, and while my boy is singing this song here, I'll see if I can make it rhyme with the song. Have you all ever seen a club release a statement when dismissing somebody that say, no, it is not true that he did not carry out the players. However, he was fired for losing games.
That's what I said.
That is how the statement came out. You saw it?
I know what I see.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, the one I saw say Jose had been relieved along with the whole stuff.
Right, and they said no, it's not because he failed to carry the team out on the field. And I'm sure that when somebody take the time to explain that he didn't fail to carry the team out on the field, it have to be that.
So wait, Jose did that to protest the Super League?
Apparently, he's a man of the people.
No, I actually think Jose did that to get a big payout in. I think Jose
for him to get a big payout, he had to come forth. Right?
Yeah, no,
he was bad beg and play for the Severance. Like,
Brethren, Jose the same playing. He don't have players for that.
He's doing that. He playing for the Severance.
The man playing, the man learning. You know, he don't have them kind of players.
The man get real. The man get real help. The man say he had better players at Tottenham than he had at United. And he comes second with United.
Same manager, different players. That way.
You understand? Yeah. So, don't give me that crocus bag of notations. Right?
How you on the other side already, boy? He just start off right.
I say Levy wicked.
This thing right.
Let me hear you, Andre, and let me hear you, Karen, before 10 minutes done, and that will be all for Jose.
What you want to hear about Jose?
Yeah, that's all for Jose. After
I mean, you already captioned it saying, "I get what I want."
2.5.
I get what I want. I get what I want. Like, I needed this man to be out of football. I needed a different narrative. I needed a different story. I tired of hearing about the backroom thing and this people vex and this man, he talk about somebody's mother. All right. I want to watch football. I want to hear men talk about football. I want men here talk facts about football, right? So if men going to talk about defensive football and thing, show me. If you can't show me, don't start talking about, oh, yeah, and he cussed this man, boy. You hear what he cussed the man, and then you keep talking in the press about, he say, well, same coach, different play. Dog, sideshow. I ain't watching no sideshow about business, right? So he out. So now we go hear what the different narratives around Tottenham. Now we go hear the different narratives in the league. Right now, Ole, right now, Ole is still riding a wave as the anti-Mourinho. So right now he getting real thing because although he had no tactics, although he had no thing, at least he's not Jose, right? Okay, excellent. He's not Jose. Jose gone. So let me just hear the rest of the football now. But of course, with the last 24 hours, there gonna be all kind of other things to talk about for a while now. So we go see.
Yeah.
We go see.
Yes, me. Let me hear it. What's your take on the sacking?
Jose, I don't know. I think this one should humble him. Hopefully. That's a very hard thing to accomplish, but hey, I hope this will humble him.
I thought United were humble.
Yeah, I thought United into the.
I know if you get a chance again.
You think he get a chance?
You get a chance again. I feel so. I know.
That job so Jose, man. That job so.
The man could coach Newcastle.
Once you know.
So you getting rid of Arsenal, that good coach, boy. Nah, man, you're wicked.
I'll say that's the level.
Unless them Saudis take over Newcastle, Osei will not last half a season.
I thought you was on the man side, boy. You ain't sound like on the man side yet,
No, I understand the man personality to an extent now.
Psychoanalytics.
I talk about this earlier. I talk about the psychoanalysis. All of this is why I need this man out of
At the end of the day, you can't vex with hot girl for hot girl, and that is it.
Where you get your psychology BS bachelors from? Where you get it from?
Same place I get my lawyer license.
The bush.
You know what I mean?
No, but the timing was real off though. I don't understand the timing.
So what do you think? So what's your theory on the timing, Carol?
Personally, I don't know. I really at loss as to what really happened. But it's strange timing. It's a couple of days before a cup final. The league almost up. If you had to sack Jose, it was to sack him in January or something. It's too late for this kind of thing. So it had to be some big scene playoff.
But to me, there's the perfect timing though. Nobody is thinking about Jose.
Why is that the perfect timing? Why? So what? Tottenham was
running and his finals are trying to win.
It had to be a reason why they don't want us to talk about it, and this is the perfect smoke.
I think that's a secondary issue.
Yeah,
but
how
that's exactly what I tell you.
How it's gonna affect the chemistry team.
Jose led a rebellion and they shut down. That's what it is. I don't know. For some reason, people making real plenty mess about this. He lead a rebellion, and Levy basically let him know, yeah, that good.
You know what? If we find out that you're right, we know he is the new on Steam. I'm telling you, the man there.
He's what?
He's the new on Steam or the new Fabrizio.
I see it on Twitter. I see real people talk about it on Twitter and saying thing. But I saw a lot of men like Zwade, a lot of Manchester United media persons and stuff like that, very quick to try to say, oh, this is disinformation. You could never know that. How you spreading thing. This is not a.
The only way you will know is if the man come out and say, yes, I did this, and you have made yourself a martyr a long time because you know why? That's typical Jose, right?
But here's me.
I stand against the league. I find stupidness is wrong. It is, right? And why?
Well, give it a day now, please. Before you say it's impossible and thing. Like literally, it happened today. It happened this morning.
They push the mic in the man's face. Ask them, well, how you feel? Well, yeah, take the opportunity to
the man was packing the car with big painting and thing, dog.
That never stopped him before.
Yeah, the question is
for sure.
He deserve it, but he deserve a chance to at least fight for that truth. And again, that not a decency, man.
So he had such a horrible season. Spurs deserve to sack him.
It's as simple as
sack him is after that truth.
Here's the part. So I've thought about it more, but not as a psychoanalyst and thing. That's footballing, right? If you say the job of a football manager, right? A football manager has two jobs. So one, as a manager, you have to lead a football team, and then two, you have to get results, right? So leading a football team usually falls into the category of people stamping in their what do you call it?
Identity.
Their identity, their philosophy, whatever, or whatever, right?
Correct.
But the most important part, leadership 101, is you have to have followers. Ultimately, everywhere the man has gone recently, he's complaining about the players and he's complaining about things. And it's like, ultimately, dog, if you're saying as a manager, you saying you have ideas that men not following, that means you're failing. That's an admittance of, hey, I am actually failing to get men to follow me. That's thing one. That's thing one. Hold on. That's thing one. But thing one doesn't matter if thing two is working. And thing two is getting results. So usually the man has been able to skate. And this is where in the past I used to defend the man. So people want to talk about negative and blah, blah, blah. All overstated in my opinion. Because you look at the games and there's all kind of things being, they're ascribing things to him. And it's like, oh, no, that's as simple as a man make a mistake or whatever. But he was getting results. So in the context of that, it's like, okay, as the manager, you are getting results out of this team somehow. Therefore, it's fine. But if you don't have both, if you're saying both, the team not doing what I want them to do and they're not following and it's my brain and he legs and blah, 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 one. And then two, you're still not getting results. So you went from being first in the league, you lose a 3-0 advantage in the Europa League.
3-0 to West Ham as well. Or 3-1.
You have Harry Kane in one of his best goals and assists seasons ever. You have Son on high double figure goals, and you still can't win things, dog. That's it. You're nothing. What else am I giving you time for? I'm giving you time to get results, or am I giving you time for you to scapegoat more players? Essentially.
Hence, when you lead a revolution, they get fired on time.
You're the only man I heard with that scenario.
I thought people on Twitter were saying that.
I see it on Twitter.
Yeah, people all over were saying that, right?
That people on Twitter say it one time and then it has
it have no way Jose was passing up the opportunity to make that public and abundantly clear.
Yeah, but what I'll say to you is, again, you, Mr. Hater man, that trying to pretend you love the man.
I don't love the man. I say I love the man.
You haven't given the man. You haven't even given it a damn, like, dog, it's still the same day, dog. And in England, so they're sleeping. The man is sleeping right now.
The man had more opportunities.
So he's supposed to.
So when you going to see it?
So he's supposed to wake up and do a selfie, do a TikTok or something, and talk about it.
No. When the media come, well, they didn't give me a chance to take the thing. I was going to bring a trophy, but
just in case you forget,
because I stood up and I say, I do agree with this league and all this information here. It seems like their hand was forced. I take that.
Yeah.
I take that.
Yeah.
Because it falling in line.
Right.
But no.
Yes. Because and the basis of this is, the analysis is that he's a narcissist. He's a something narcissist, right?
No.
Yeah. So that he would have had to make it about himself in that moment.
No, he would have said, I deserve a chance, and this is unjustified, and this is the stance I took. Because then he's saying, then basically by not saying so, he admitting that, yeah, dog, I deserve to be fired.
So just to be clear, hold on, but just in case you forget. So let me remind you, just in case you forget. When he got sacked from Manchester United, he didn't say nothing when he got sacked. Actually, he had months on TV as a pundit, and he still didn't say nothing when he got sacked.
Because he had no excuse.
He didn't say anything. Hold on.
But then my excuse though.
Over time, once he was... Excuse me. As part of getting your severance, you can't be bad mouthing the damn team.
No, because
yeah, but
added to what Andre said, you see, part of the thing where we're not checking is in English football, the management and the ownership of the clubs is taken very seriously. In your contract, when you're signing, plenty of them have clauses about the code of ethics and policy, and you can't bad talk the management. Yeah. Nobody in English football is getting away with bad talking the management. You will end up with a lawsuit and you will not be paid your severance. I am sure Jose want to clear his $56 million severance. It's 56 or 52?
34 figure.
34 pounds maybe. It might be pounds, Jose.
Pounds, yeah.
Right.
That might be pounds.
So he wants to clear that ridiculous severance without saying anything.
I would stay quiet. I would stay quiet for 34 months.
I'll just say that simple. I'll just say as simple as, look, men have NDAs, men have whatever sort of agreements they sign.
For sure.
So that there's a period of time where he's gonna behave, and then there's a period of time once he clear that, you'll start hearing them sticking these little jabs, and that's exactly what happened when he went to Tottenham. So over the summer, when he was in the studio, he he was dodging questions, dog. Man was trying to push him on it and try to get him saying, say something about Pogba or whatever. And he's just say, no, you know, these are good players and, you know, situations in clubs, you know, it's difficult, whatever. He went Tottenham. He started little jibes. He started little, you know, these players much better than Manchester United, right? All right. And then slowly but surely over time, he starts saying, and then you have players who understand tactics and they have the intelligence, whatever. And then slowly but surely drop a next one. And then he's not going to do it. Again, I want to stress one more time, Zwade. I don't know if you're hearing that. I just want to stress one more time. It hasn't even been 24 hours since he's been sacked. And you are saying the bar for this thing to be true is that he was supposed to go on as like a madman rant, a loose cannon, and just go and bust out everything.
And
that's not the bar, though.
And
that cannot be the bar.
Fellas.
Conte bar talk Chelsea and wait 6 years to get paid.
Fellas, I say Jose gonna be the shortest topic, you know.
Right. Out of Jose now.
Yeah, so
hold on, but Karen, you get your answer from everybody.
Yeah. Good answers.
The next topic I want to bring before we take on the Super League is a guy who I don't rate nobody. I don't rate Jorginho though.
Oh God, you really bringing up big Jorginho?
Yeah. I need to. We need to clear the air. When else you get to do this? Unless all they come on every week.
All right. So
no, I don't. I have no problem with narrating the man. My issue is men fighting the man while.
Yeah, talk to me.
Men fighting the man while without giving Jack his jacket. Men just don't like the player and say he's crap, and that is it. But you have to give Jack his jacket.
So did it start with Mark saying he's the greatest of all time or something?
Mark don't really like Jorginho. Chelsea men do not like Jorginho like that.
I know.
Yet he has started on every Chelsea manager.
They don't like him.
Instantly.
They don't like Jorginho. Jorginho is a victim of
Sorry.
Chelsea men hate Sarri. So that's Sarri football. That's Sarri.
More than Andre knowing his football, he has an Italian bias as well. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. I don't know Italian bias. Calm down.
And next one,
hold on. So
most ungrateful fans in the world.
So both of you don't rate Jorginho.
No,
that's what going on here?
Listen, I am not going to rate a player, right, who might one game play a nice 30-yard pass, yes. Right. And then the next year's passes is 5-yard touch pass here and there.
But say,
and this and that. So the man Xhaka like dog. The man Xhaka like.
Go ahead. Here's what's bothering me. Right. So obviously we had this conversation already about I'm not a man. I don't participate in any conversation that will say Xavi is one of the best of all time in all players and things like that, or Carrick and things. I don't rate the register position as, you won't call that better than a forward or whatever, right? Fair enough. But all right. The whole reason why all these men get elevated and thing is, as people who have played football have come to appreciate and thing, all these stats and thing, get into football and thing. All right, dog, even in small goal, you know how important it is to have a man that is available for passes, that is quick on distribution of passes, that knows when to hold the ball, that knows when to pass the ball. You know how important it is. You know how very important it is for a man that knows those things. It's real simple. You watch Chelsea play, and I say the same thing about Fred the other day, though. You watch Chelsea play. When you see Chelsea men looking for an open pass, who is the man? When you see Chelsea is under pressure from a team in terms of so I know men just try to put pressure on him because he's soft, right?
One question. All the criteria I just label. The pass he should be able to pass for. Just one thing. If he should be able to pass for. No, I just asked him. Why do you make any point? They're just saying if, you know.
So I've heard this, right? So
the available man maybe should pass forward somewhere.
Ultimately, I think Chelsea people, first of all, sorry, but then second of all, they had Fabregas, so they're looking for a midfielder who is an assist man. So everybody want to compare him to an assist man, an assist man, an assist man. But here's my question, right? You same Chelsea man, you probably rate Kovacic. Do you?
You do. Right. No, let me just say this. Remember, tell all about the policies that govern members and staff at the clubs, and I'm not at liberty to discuss anything that might be negative towards the Chelsea players at this moment.
So you don't rate Kovacic.
To be honest, Kovacic is good at holding up the ball. But Kovacic is also an ex-player that can play one pass or can play an accurate pass.
Kovacic's strength is
dribbling
when the ball forward with dribbling. That's who creates the
Mark, who set up Mount against Porto?
You want to say?
Answer the question.
Boy, it have a school. I thought that.
I think Jorginho played the forward pass to Mount for him to play across to
maybe
he's not an assist maker. That's not what Jorginho is. So I understand what people don't like about him, but that's not what Jorginho is there for. He is a register. He's a tempo setter. He's a man that knows when to speed up pass, when to play one touch, when to hit two touch, when to hit a lofted ball, when to hit a ground ball. He's that player. If you don't rate that style of player, you're not gonna rate him. That's all.
That's why I say in a Mark. If you don't rate, you want to say if all you don't rate the man for his style of play, fine. But in terms of his role in the team, he's getting the job done.
I'll put it all right now. If Manchester United had Jorginho in their centre midfield, Manchester United will have a much more serious challenge on Manchester City. So just based on somebody in midfield knowing where to be, how to hit a simple pass, how to pass faster, how to slow down, when to wherever.
In all things, I believe in honesty. Let me be honest. In all things, I believe in honesty. This season, Jorginho really make me reconsider him. Not as a person, but as a footballer. Because I always understood him as a good person. I always hear, I understand he's a good person. Right? I didn't have him as a good footballer. Right? But I had to reconsider him because really, you're correct in that is either you rate the function he's been doing because he's really a functional kind of player. Right? He's just carrying out a function that is keep the whole team ticking. Okay. Now, I think plenty Chelsea fans grouse with Jorginho came when Sarri played him against teams.
You know, you don't have to think. That's why.
Well, true.
Teams are what?
Like, for example, like the West Brom and those kind of teams where you're going to find physical players literally charging him for the ball. He really couldn't hold his own, and Sarri, for no reason, was rotating him out of his squad. Sarri was playing him nonetheless.
Well, I know a lot about Sarri as a Juve fan. Sarri is very rigid. He's very stubborn.
He don't change the team. He
doesn't change his style for anything. So
which is good.
Yeah, you bring a man from Napoli with you. You brought a guy from Napoli with you to play a certain brand. You're not going to... If you don't change your brand, you're not going to change your player. That's your brought to.
Listen. All need to listen to Pep interviews in his first season when English media was trying to get on him because he ain't winning. And the man say, I lose 2 games and I'm going to change what I do my whole life. I lose 3 games because of second ball. I need to change and start playing like Stoke.
Yeah, but that's not Sarri. You know what I'm saying? I was Sarri, brother.
Let me get a point.
One coach. I would switch Sarri for any coach in the Premier League except Mikel Arteta. Right. So that's a great segue.
You heard this one?
That's a great segue. So I think the reason why.
Hold on. Just to be clear. So you will take Steve Bruce on Chelsea right now.
Steve Bruce.
Mark.
Not right now.
All right. Take Steve Bruce.
We were looking for Big Sam, brother.
Case in point, Andre. Anyway, so I think why my gross is, it goes stem back to men like Ramsey and thing, the Jorginho and the Jackers. It does seem like coaches would see them playing garbage horse. And like they're finding a spot for these guys in the team. And it's not like you play one game garbage. If the game is physical and you had to chase back them men dead.
But
And you're trying to
things you talk about there, no?
horse. Let me make them a PC point together.
What's the metric for garbage?
Horse, I'm talking about the ineffective in the midfield. If a midfielder don't have a presence on the game, he ineffective for me.
Well, they
No,
can't
he
talk
does have a
about Jorginho.
presence. He does have a
They
presence.
can't talk about Jorginho.
Horse, if the game is high tempo or physical, he has much less presence.
That is not
Jorginho?
correct.
That is
That's
not
what that's-
correct.
So
You watch the game
my
against City?
Horse,
Yes,
my-
but
my-
you-
that
no,
game
the
was
against
not high
Atletico,
tempo and it was
game-
not physical.
The
second
game
half-
against Atletico Madrid, brother, make me really think about Jorginho in a different way.
listen, the
man adjusts
characterization
to the
of
high tempo.
Now
high
say you
pressure.
ain't watching the man enough.
Listen.
All
That-
oversimplifying the issue.
No,
All
and
oversimplifying the
listen.
issue.
This is the games that I do watch or did watch with Chelsea, and he was bypassed. I not going to say I was watching right through,
all
you
right.
know.
All right, so look at what you just say. So there's a difference between, so there's this idea he could be rushed off a ball. That's not his issue.
Not rushed
His
off
issue,
a ball, you know.
He could be bypassed.
He just not in the game.
Now,
No,
his mobility is major.
His problem is acceleration. He cannot accelerate in defense.
Yeah,
So if a man
correct.
take him on for speed, he in trouble. But if you're talking about if a man put him under pressure, dog, that man
And
have the
Horse.
eyes behind the ears to hit.
Horse,
To do one time.
I'm not talking about that.
We're
I'm talking about
legs.
legs.
Go ahead.
Legs.
You don't have legs. You don't have legs.
I'm talking about if the game. No, I did see him play a couple games this season where he gets stuck in. But before this,
Yeah.
the man not getting stuck. Horse.
Dog.
What do you mean no man?
All
The
right,
man was
look,
not playing good
look.
in those games.
All right. Let me just get this. So, if I look into the stats, Jorginho is one of the most yellow carded players, and he was
Horse.
like that at Napoli. Hold on. He was
Zidane
like
is
that
one
at
of the
Napoli.
most yellow carded players too.
Exactly. For you,
That
to
means
say
they
you
can't
don't get-
tackle.
but
That's all it
means-
means.
Nah.
It means that you can't say they don't get stuck in. It
Horse.
means that you can't say they don't challenge. It means you can't say they don't run
Horse.
nothing. Like
The tackle, the red yellow card might be for a bad tackle, and that is it.
nah.
Nah.
What's the
Jorginho
man play?
stats-
Go ahead.
His stats are consistent in terms of recoveries, tackles,
Horse,
regaining possession.
like I
His
say
stats are
again,
consistent.
the games that I did watch him play,
Okay,
he was
fair enough.
bypassed and he
Fair
was
enough.
ineffective.
Fair enough.
Bypass is fair. The ineffective. So I've seen watching him for a long time. I watch him under Sarri at Napoli with that good team, and then I watch him in Chelsea. Right? I watch all of Chelsea. I already tell you my criticism of Chelsea was that the players didn't actually follow Sarri ball. So Hazard and Willian wasn't doing what they're supposed to be doing. They want to hold on the ball too long. That's what make the whole thing bust. Anyway, you watch the man at Napoli and Chelsea, and you see it's literally the man have two weaknesses, dog. One,
Mobility and he passes.
he is too slow with his acceleration and thing. And then what is very strange, I find it it's very strange for a player like him. So for a man as a passing man, sometimes he just have these off games where he's under pass and under hit and miss hit, and it's just like
That
what.
is actually 60%
I think that's the
like
system, you know. And-
But that's
and
literally
the fact that
that's the two things. Go ahead.
I think it's his system and the fact that he had to adjust so greatly to the English game.
Mhm.
I think it was a kind of shock to him because if you look at him at Napoli, he was one of the best passers in Europe. But that was tailored to Sarri ball. It was quick releases, forward running on to passes.
Men actually running.
Yeah.
If only remember when Higuain first went and the first couple games, you saw the connection between him and Higuain where when Higuain saw the ball come into Jorginho, he knew, dog, ball in behind, I'm gonna make the run.
I think, Brethren,
he was one of the best passers in Europe.
No, Smith have a reason.
In that
Right?
season, I only watched Higuain stats. Now I didn't care about Jorginho.
The difference between
Serious thing.
Jorginho in Napoli and Jorginho in Chelsea is the midfield pairings. Jorginho in Napoli had Alan, and he also had
as well, huh?
no, it was way
Who he had? He had
much more
Hamsik still.
suited. Yeah, he had Hamsik, he had Alan, so he had outlets all the time. So I think, to be fair to him, I don't think Sarri had the tools to work within Chelsea to make Jorginho the success.
It's as simple as players holding the ball too long, though.
That's right. And what you remember, he playing next to Kovacic. That's what Kovacic known for, you know.
And that's his strength. That's his strength.
I don't know that Kovacic have one quick release in it.
That's how he creates space with dribble.
He's a dribbler and he can break the press real good.
That's right.
You're talking to a former Inter fan. So I saw young Kovacic. I know what you're all about.
Yeah. I like the man, but so we'll be fair to Jorginho. We still give him a 40%, right?
That pass.
Osei,
well, in UE, okay? I think I guess something with UE 40% or 45%. We had to give him.
My midfielders had to be dynamic, dog.
And I was not gonna say you have a bias against a certain type of midfielder, but you have to broaden your horizon.
No.
You have different types of midfielders.
No.
And you have to give a man his props if he's doing what the coach asks him to do.
I've seen Pirlo. That guy cannot do it.
You didn't see Pirlo get bypassed too, or you didn't see Pirlo get bypassed?
No, I've seen him control the game from there.
Jorginho is to that too. Jorginho is controlling game. He's controlling game. All that Jorginho good this season, and I don't want to be the person.
He better this season.
He better this season.
Use Mark 2.2 though. Use Mark 2.2. If you say Mark is the one who's bring the takes,
Jorginho
is
not that good though.
If you're going to sit there and tell me Pirlo didn't get bypassed, he's a madman.
He did not get bypassed.
That's what men used to do with Juventus, dog. Get past Vidal, target Pirlo, dog. Run at him.
Yeah, Pirlo had no legs.
Here's what I know. Registers, he has covered them with two runners, Pogba and Vidal. It's the same thing, Seedorf and Gattuso. But he used to run in Juve.
Who's that?
Pogba.
Well, yeah.
That we used to do.
I ain't getting into this.
The Christmas tree formation was designed for Pirlo.
I ain't getting into Pogba.
Jorginho is a man. How you play him? How they playing him now? He had to be one of the runners. He don't have the two covers.
No. Well, it's as simple as just like dog. It's just like So think about Pep Barca. That's the kind of football Sarri actually is closer to, right? It's different, but it's closer to. The idea is I don't need runners and things because I'm playing in a very small area of the field. That's it. I'm here.
Yeah.
My defensive line high, my forward jump back. So I'm right here. I don't need no set of space, no set of running. Mm-hmm. So the problem at Chelsea was, dog, men wasn't doing anything near what Sarri ball is. Hazard and them holding the ball too long, men staying too stretched, defenders not coming up in time, defenders holding the ball too long. Like it's
something like Jose Day.
But to be fair, Sarri,
man isolated.
It's something like Jose Day, boy, Andre boy.
No, but to be fair, Sarri that need at least 3 seasons to implement Sarri ball in Chelsea.
Hey, a Chelsea man saying that, nah, be hit me. See, Mark. Don't change it. No, don't be fair now.
Don't be reasonable now.
Don't be fair now, because he was never reasonable before, though. Where's that one?
But oh gosh.
Now you're saying Sarri needed 3 seasons? Really?
Listen, Sarri needed 3 seasons.
What? How?
To implement Sarri ball. Listen, it don't make you like Sarri better.
I have never heard you like this, dog. I have never heard you like this, dog.
You want to say? It may be the camera. I don't know. I don't want to be lying.
I'm on camera shy. I don't want to be, I put me on record or be ridiculous.
That's right.
I agree with the 3 seasons because Sarri, in his own words, he has said that Sarri ball at Napoli was different from Sarri ball at Chelsea. It's different from Sarri ball at Juve. He said that.
And hence
he adapts himself. There are principles that he won't change.
No, but to me,
he adapts slightly.
Hence the reason he left when we get the transfer ban because he couldn't get the players to implement this system.
Yeah,
that's why he left.
Yeah.
So,
he did say he was.
And it was disrespectful and Arital Balaga and something added up like that. It
was one of the reasons.
But I mean, I don't think he needed 3. I mean, he just needed players, right? So Chelsea to spend big. He literally could have get the players he needed in one transfer season, but they get it.
I'm glad he didn't get it because we needed him out of there. I'm glad.
I don't know why pretending, boy.
All him miss out.
No, we missed out on our frustration you had last season.
Frustration, man.
You leave the bench, right?
You need
enjoy
to,
it
like,
too?
I wish all
League
the,
title.
I wish all the men was Serie A fans and get to see how Napoli come out of nowhere. Just go. What is this?
I
What
see
is
the
this
transition
team,
on
dog?
Napoli.
Higuain and
What is this
Hamsik
team? No,
I
dog.
saw it.
It's
and Mertens.
dog.
I saw it.
I think. Wait, did he have Cavani the first season?
No.
So far back? No, I don't think he's so far back.
I don't think so.
No, he started with Higuain. You sure Higuain was his first season?
Oh, he
I
had
think
Cavani.
He
I
had
think he had
Cavani.
Cavani.
So long
I
he's
think he had-
coaching them.
I think
So let me tell you,
Cavani was PSG 6 or 7 years and it's long.
No,
Cavani was
listen. So
PSG.
my memory is he had Cavani a season when Cavani scored his most goals for Napoli, and then the season after he gets Higuain and Higuain break the record.
Yeah,
or match the record.
So long he with Napoli. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think he got 4 years or something.
Yeah, he was there.
3 or 4 years.
But I know Cavani was PSG a while ago.
Them time you see when Lobetti leave Napoli, that was it for me.
Yeah, boy, that was rough, buddy.
No, that was it for me and Napoli.
Nah,
Let's bring back Zwade. He want to talk about
Zwade.
so
Zwade he leave after Jose. He gave point off for Jose.
he want to talk about Sarri. I know not much people want to talk about Sarri.
Yeah.
All him is out.
I think my final point is Jorginho.
Sorry, player.
The type of play I see him and then next game he can't run down a man and
Don't say don't do man.
I good.
You judging the man in the wrong criteria.
Nah, that's how I judge my midfielders.
No, and you can't judge all midfielders the same.
That's how I judge mine.
All of them.
I just say by like send back we could send back Jorginho. I appreciate what he's doing.
And I rate Polo very highly. Xavi is one of the best. So that means Jorginho in doing something right.
I good. I ain't going through this.
So
I ain't going through this.
Yeah,
What they call this in America? They call it gas. You're
gaslighting.
You telling me the reality is something else though. What's going on there?
Osei, before you move on.
Yeah, talk to me.
What in your view was the greatest midfield you saw in the last 10 years in football?
Midfield or midfielder?
Midfield.
The greatest midfield in the last 10 years? That is 2010.
What kind of best question is that?
Only one?
That probably 2010, right? I don't want to downplay the Barca.
Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets.
Maybe Inter, Snyder, Stanko.
No, brother.
Okay.
No.
Whoever you pick, was that midfield comprised of the same type of players?
Nah.
There we go. Everybody not
Jorginho not in nobody class, eh?
No, I'm not comparing Jorginho to this player. What I'm trying to get to
I know.
Yeah. Barca's great midfield.
Yeah.
Those three players were completely different.
Busquets.
But they did their job.
What, you don't like Busquets?
I mean, he robbed Marco Senna's spot since then.
It's violent.
Osei, ask the question. What you know about football? No? You know acumen, no?
That's all right.
If you doubting Busquets,
I don't like Busquets. The man robbed Yaya Toure and Marco Senna's spot. Hard luck.
Do you rate Busquets?
He did.
Right.
Anyway.
Drop Busquets in any other midfield and see what happens.
What
happened?
Any midfielder playing three midfielders, smash.
Wait.
He make the team much better one time.
Wait.
Any midfield three, he make it better.
Good thing we didn't see that. He'll be a fish out of water.
He can't play 4-2-3-1.
Yaya Toure and Marco Senna could have dropped them in that midfield.
Brother. All right. I good with you, yes?
He was better than Yaya, that way you say, no?
He was definitely better than Yaya in a 3.
Nah.
Yaya needed to be...
No.
Yaya needed to be...
Levy, don't go here. Don't fight.
Nah.
You know what we could say? I think he and Yaya are two different functions. I like Busquets' function.
I don't care. Player for player, Yaya too. Anyway, let's go on the Super League day.
Don't talk Yaya Toure, please.
I was very specific. I said in a 3. I didn't say nothing about anything else. I said in a 3.
It could be in a 5. It could be in a 10.
All right,
But
brother.
it could be in a 1 I feel, yeah. Come on. But like I say, the front rule, eh? I just say the front
That's
rule.
like Jorginho.
Just like
Nepotism.
Jorginho, right? Jorginho is the best in our rule on that side.
Nepotism as well.
Like
Jorginho will do good under Pep, and Jorginho is going to do good under Tuchel. Watch it. It's as simple as that. Any coach that know how to use that tempo setting, man, that's it. It's money. He's money, dog. The man know where to be, when to be, how to hit first time 2 foot. That is it.
You can't replace them, man. You can't replace them, man.
I don't think that's true.
Any coach who gonna play, they have the ball and it's high press and play tight.
Yeah.
And they need a man as a one-touch man, that's a register, that's it. Jorginho's set.
Especially if Kante next to him. You're correct.
Exactly.
You're correct.
Nah, they're better midfielders to put it.
Right,
Who could do the same thing. And more.
Same thing.
And more.
Same thing.
So, say what? You want me to say something?
Limited player.
I'm gonna say something markish, right?
Let me
If
hear.
you put
If
if you put Fabregas in Jorginho's role, he will get pressure and lose the ball whole day. If you put Fabregas and
Which
Jorginho's
one?
role,
Which Fabregas? Young or old Fabregas?
all of them.
Nah, young Fabregas. You are
Because
crazy. Anyway,
because you have players.
you
have
are
players.
crazy.
I quit one time.
Young Fabregas. Young Fabregas. Not the deep lying playmaker, you know. Young Fabregas. Young one.
It's as simple as it have men who and dog. I'm assuming all men sweat. So we ain't play professional level, but we sweat enough to know. You have men who don't need a single touch ever. That is Jorginho. That is Jorginho's been.
And I'm telling you, there are players who could do that and more.
Nah.
So Dre,
Sure.
you know what? Dre, let me do something against the green.
Lord.
You're right.
Osei, where you going?
No, you're right. It's right.
I wish Mark could be saying these things in the group, boy.
Smith, I was saying this is not the same guy. This is not the same guy.
Dre, you're right.
The man thinking about the legacy, boy. The man thinking about the digital legacy, boy.
I don't want my trends to be outlandish. But Dre, let me be fair to you. If you're trying to put Fabregas to play the role that Jorginho plays, he will lose the ball because Fabregas need to put the ball in front of him, look up, and then pick a pass.
All right, I'm talking truth now. We're talking truth now.
Yeah.
Let me be fair, right? I'll be fair.
All 4-2-3-1 Fabregas, yes.
No,
anything. That's how Fabregas is played.
All 4-2-3-1 Fabregas, yes.
Obviously, I'm not saying that Jorginho's only do one touch or Fabregas can't do a one touch. But they have players who their profile is they're very good at before the ball reach, they do so, they already know what happening, boom, I'm hitting ball.
I understand what you say.
Fabregas is a man like the touch of the ball. So you touch it up twice, 3 times, look up, best ball.
I understand what you're saying. And I do not want a player, right?
That could only do that. I understand.
That could only do that.
But I would say if he doing it real good.
I do not want a player who could only do that.
When you watch this video back,
when you watch this video back, is functionalist, specialist.
I don't want functionalists. I want ballers.
When you watch the video back, you will see that I preface all this with saying I don't read this rule per se. That's not my thing.
I want ballers.
But you understand the rule. You understand the rule for a man to understand the rule and then still say this man is not good. Though.
Hashtag share thing, right? I don't know functional player. I don't know functional player.
So Kovacic is your boy then. Kovacic out of
he's not my boy, but I would prefer.
He can run past man.
He's not my boy, but I would prefer to see him play. I would prefer to see him play.
See that second thing you just say, Mark? Since internal though.
So the man, what Kovacic needed was a good coach, not a manager.
The man
Kovacic is a big man by your coach,
he used to be able to run past.
Because if you're limited in just being able to run the ball, you need a coach, not a manager.
He can't shoot. That's the problem. The man literally he can't shoot though. I watch Roberto Mancini move him to number 10 to try to get him to score goals.
He terrible. Besides dribbling out of tight spaces, he limited.
I see this man get all kind of 1-2. He end up in the box alone, like top of the stands.
But I think that's my problem as well. He could only do one thing.
All right.
You know what's the problem, Osei? If you always solve what's the problem? Who is a good midfielder, Osei?
Nobody.
Let me don't go down midfield.
Osei is Dino, Zidane, Yaya. Men
Who do you rate?
Play.
Who do you rate right now in current football midfield? Center midfield, current.
El Nene?
Who? God.
Well, you know, there's the KDBs and stuff. The
Action men.
KDB and Bruno.
Bruno getting on my nerves recently.
You like Mason Mount then?
Recently, he's been playing well, but he used to look limited.
Nah, that fella real good, boy. That fella real
Like,
good.
I'm trying to think about who is the pick of the game right now, boy.
So you see, that's your problem, they will see. The game changed from where you know it to be.
No, I'm trying to think about the most consistent midfielder who imposes will on the game. I'm trying to think.
No, but the fact is
Jack Grealish. But he's a wide midfielder.
He's more like, but he's at 10, so I could say him.
Well, the fact is, football really changed to a more functional sport.
Nah,
let's have specific rules and teams.
Yeah, blame
I'm really trying to think, you know.
That's Pep's fault.
Who boy?
Think about the Super League teams now, and you go think about their lineup. That is it.
Yeah.
I know Smee likes Tony Cruz.
Yeah, Cruz is out.
I'm trying to think of
That's the kind of player.
Type of player.
Yeah, Cruz is not Osei type of player.
How you know that?
Because he pass Cruz in here.
Because he don't share thing. That's not his game.
It's simple.
The most he will ever do is catch a man rushing too hard and catch him on a trap. So
I'm
trying
to think before you go to the Super League. I'm trying to think of who is more. I mean, he's good, but he's getting older.
Oh, you play an exercise game, Osei, boy.
Hey, boy. Who, boy?
Manchester City, there's KDB.
Hey, Gundogan is a very good player.
Gundogan is a good one, but
Gundogan is
not consistent enough.
As a Pep masterclass.
You know, Gundogan can play any part of the midfield, right?
Yeah, he can.
Efficiency.
I really like him in Dortmund too.
First touch. Yes.
I'm trying to think, boy. Wait.
You want to
see?
They know you're
I go take on that game back. When he come back in, he come back.
And Ndombele is a player.
He's a good player, but something missing, boy. I think he's hungry enough.
Ooh, this man had a check man hunger.
You must be hungry. You must be hungry, dog.
How about Pogba, boy? That's your boy.
Old Pogba, Juve
Pogba. Andre, what's that? Oh my goodness.
I don't know what I was watching that, buddy.
You see,
anyway, it could have been I was wearing
all action at Turo used to be my boy.
It could have been I was wearing too much intercolors back then to appreciate Pogba. Maybe.
That midfield was real good. Was real good.
I used to watch that midfield, and honestly, I used to be saying both Marquinhos and Vidal should be starting.
Marquinhos was real good though.
Pogba shouldn't be playing. That's how I used to feel Pogba shouldn't be playing.
Marquinhos was real good though.
Injury to Marquinhos. Sad.
Yeah. So I feel like our preference the Super League where we wait for Mark to get in. The same way how I'm feeling is like cognitive dissonance. Like I can't name a favorite midfield player. That's how the Super League feel, dog. It's like, why are I stressing so much about the Super League, dog? Like it really have me asking myself, dog, why this bother me so much, us?
Yes.
It no bother me in a sense that thing it life all time, but it's like a structure you know your whole life, and you just wait for Champions League game, wait for English League, and it's like that being mashed up is like a big deal, though.
Evolution.
I don't like it.
Let me hold it now. Let go.
Smee, what do you think about the Super League, boy?
The Super League. First thoughts, to be honest, capitalism at its best,
You're right.
or it's worse, depending on which side of the fence you're sitting. You know, it's either a money grab, a greedy money grab, or a brilliant economic power play. You know, but that's my initial thoughts on the league. To be honest, I can't fault the businessmen for doing what businessmen do.
For businessing then?
I mean, this is a reality where football has reached, but you can't fault a group of businessmen who don't like how things are being run with their clubs saying, hey, we can do it better and make more profits while doing it. You all hold the Champions League and we'll do our thing. I mean, I can't fault a businessman and an investor for thinking that way. That's how they think. And all the clubs practically owned by investors, businessmen. It's oil money.
A lot of
American billionaires who are already into large sport companies and stuff like that. Capitalism, that's where the game has gotten to. It's about the figures. It's about clubs surviving. You know, the first thing these businessmen are thinking is not that what are the fans going to think or how will this affect the fans. It's really about how could we survive and make this business profitable and sustainable. You know, and
And the man say sources say that, and sources say that we think about the fans secondly and firstly.
Like that's how Mark Bassan views.
Hey, but
That's Mark Bassan.
Horse. Wait,
I know him personally.
Oh, okay, cool.
Now I have some experience firsthand as a Juve fan with what Agnelli has done to the club. You know, and the same thing he's doing in Europe, he has done to Juventus. He has turned it into a commercial enterprise. Everything from the Ronaldo signing was about money.
Even before, right? Even before.
You want to make sure let the other match fix again.
Exactly. Gotta leave some things in the past, right? Some heritage you leave in the past.
Trust me, you know that to be commented, bro. You know that to be commented.
Anyway.
Hold on. Wasn't he appointed? I think he actually got into the job after.
Was he chairman or something?
But I think after Calciopoli, right? That's when he started. I think.
Yeah, he got the job after Calciopoli. He took over.
So as a matter of fact, he deserves a lot of. So for Juventus in particular, he deserves a lot of credit for the man strategically went about how they rebuild that thing, dog. Even when I don't think they win before the stadium. I think they got the stadium when they will come in second and things still.
Yeah.
Or third and things still.
The ironic part, and he was the club chairman who actually represented the teams in Champions League.
He was the chairman of the European Club Alliance.
ECA or something, yeah.
Oh, so you gonna do that, boy?
For years. Actually, they came up with this whole Champions League format, the new one.
So here's my beef, right? So even on a business, so we're not going to talk sporting perspective yet, but on a business perspective. Karen, my question is, so what are your thoughts on, the shadiness of how it went down? Because just last week, they come out in support of what this new structure going to be and think, everything blessed up. And then they do it like nighttime in Europe, you know?
Yeah, boy.
It's nighttime in Europe, late afternoon in America and thing.
Dre, I ain't cutting it across, but you know it has some deals. It have no good way to do it. You know it have some things that are no good way to do it. And let me tell you why I come up with that perspective. You know what's my view on this? I do care. I here to watch Chelsea play football, whether they're playing against 15 or they're playing against 8
what if Chelsea against 20 the big 6?
Then I'd be appalled. They spoil football, go on, mash up football, right? Because I could talk from the perspective of being a fan. And the problem today is too much of fans trying to think outside of being a fan. And I'll tell you why. I listen to podcasts whole day. All the bloggers talking about how they kill football, to do this, and they're taking football away from the fans. Guess what? All my fellow English people, football has been away from you all for the longest while. football has been away from you all for the longest while. The majority of fans, you remember, these people have affinity to the clubs because they're born and grew in these areas. But the majority of fan base don't come from where you live in.
No.
Correct.
Chelsea fans don't come from London. Chelsea fans coming from all across the world.
Africa.
You understand? India. They're coming from all across the world. So then, I think a lot of people holding on to it because of sentimentalism, and they would realize that by next year, by the second season, are the big Super League, all of them back in the team again.
No, but I'll tell you something, man. If I banter a team for not winning a league for 10 years, I banter a team for not winning a certain league, I banter a club for getting relegated. If I take away that banter, that's a big hole to fill in.
No, you see, sometimes we think so. But then let me take you back to our local rivalry, right? You remember long time when W Connection rivalry was True Public?
Chablote? Oh, no.
True Public.
Like before, yeah.
And then it's True Public and Chablote.
I remember
That's right. So you realize how that just went through. The world has moved on. I not necessarily agreeing with all that went on, but the fact is straight, coming back to the original point is, it had no way, listening to the president of UEFA speak about how the men them is snakes and things, it had no good way for these fellas to introduce this concept without UEFA trying to block them before it starts.
I find that
that
funny.
Is why that to do. But UEFA can't talk to me not more ethics,
yeah.
Neither FIFA.
I think that's the funny part.
No,
hold on. Let me stay business perspective first, right? So, from business perspective,
it had no good way. It had no way for them to break it down more respectful. I think the people make a calculated business decision. Now it's COVID. You don't have fans in the stadium. Nobody can boycott you. And
why
they do it in the night.
But why they do it right before the announcement of the thing?
I think that is why they did it, Dre. They wanted to beat UEFA to the
That's right.
To the whistle.
You see,
I think that's what they wanted to do.
Because if UEFA announced the new format, the announcement does come with something else. It is always be an announcement and a signing on.
Yeah.
These fellas couldn't go and sign on to a new format because they'd be bound to play in it. And if they didn't sign, then everybody know you're cooking up something. So guess what? While you sleep, boom, announcements.
How much of this all they think is a bluff, or they think this is the real deal going to happen? No bluffing?
No, you don't bluff.
You don't think it's a bluff at all? You think this is real? They can't actually get this league going now?
No.
The only bluff is on UEFA and FIFA side.
That's right. The bluff is on UEFA. The greatest would be if they ban the players from playing the World Cup. How much you bet we would see the World Cup make the biggest loss it ever make?
They can't do that. I mean,
that wouldn't happen.
Just legally, I could see them getting. That'll be in court for a long time, and them players gonna get this.
It's even simple as this, and here how we all know how serious UEFA is. You see, Friday here, when they make the decision about if these teams going to play the Champions League finals, guess what? That's a lose for UEFA. Because why? One, if you let them play, you let them disrespect you.
Yeah.
But if you don't let them play,
nobody
the amount
watching.
of losses you going to incur.
Nobody watching. Plus, they have to feel they have TV rights and thing, and
no, and worse than that, you know what's going to happen? PSG going to win the league and then join the Super League. That's what's going to happen. Everybody know that.
I also think UEFA deserve what they get,
I agree with me.
If I was listening to Agnelli for a number of years, and he kept saying the clubs want something, UEFA doesn't want that. The clubs want to go in one direction, UEFA doesn't want to do that. And therefore, the clubs do what the clubs need to do to survive, to make money. I think UEFA look for what they got. And the way it was done in a strategic way to make sure that they feel that sort of pain.
But
that's my view.
The only thing I don't like from the business line, like I understand the sense of it. So I didn't like the shadiness of how they do it, but I understand why. But then the only thing I didn't like too was, you see this idea of telling me, all they need to survive.
The
clubs that need to survive is not them though. Sheffield need to survive.
Newcastle need to survive.
Scunthorpe United.
No, but contrary to popular belief. Contrary to popular belief.
Let me hear this one.
they actually do need to survive.
Because
You
of
gotta
bad
remember
spending.
these clubs,
Because of bad buying.
That is not necessary because of problems. That because of bad spending, dog.
Because
But
you want to.
Hey,
Because you
Bottom
want to
line
make
is that
$1
Brother,
billion in debt to us.
because you want to pay how much they pay for Coutinho. How much
So,
Barcelona pay
Zwade-
for Coutinho, like mad people?
no, but here is Zwade. When I see Zwade,
Zwade, right?
Yep.
was
Let me see your
fast
backs.
pace
Your
between the W and the DE.
For accent or something.
So
Play
Zwade,
accent. Mhm.
because I see Zwade, let me draw an analogy. Right? We come from Trinidad. We come from the ghetto. You ever see a broke man declare that he bankrupt?
I see rich
Have
man.
you ever seen it? You see rich man declare that a bankrupt.
Yeah.
And that's my point. Because yes, it may be bad spending, but the fact is, the wealthier you are, the more your expenses and your expenditure is. And
No.
again, that was the same reason. The reason that Arsene Wenger in 2009 would have foreseen something like this was because the trajectory in which football was heading was always going to reach that point where these clubs would need more and more and more wealth to keep the operations running.
Let me not legitimize the idea that they really need
it. They don't need it.
money now.
What they're doing?
Arsene Wenger could have predicted because, and I think, Arsene Wenger's
Anybody who's seeing it?
I think he's being generous by saying he predicts. The man knew because the conversation was ongoing since then. You think Agnelli now start pushing this though?
Nah.
Agnelli pushing.
This is long time.
Agnelli.
Why do you think Wenger always used to insist on qualifying for Champions League? Because he knew how detrimental it would have been to the bottom line.
Agnelli is a man since they get demoted. He started watching NFL and was like, dog, these men making money.
Yeah.
So he starts selling the partners on it. He starts selling men on dog. Let me do this thing now, boy. Let me do this thing now, boy. Look, we get the stadium. Buy your own stadium. Make your money. Change your branding so you make your money. Yeah. All right, next move. All right, these men trying to get just like NFL salary cap.
Marketing.
These men These men trying to do no relegation and salary cap so that the profit
so aside could be how terrible. Aside could be how terrible.
Every year, you will make.
Always, right? So let me ask this question, right?
Hold on. You're shifting out of business realm or you're going into the football ethics and sporting?
There's the business realm here, right?
All right,
right. There's the business aspect here, right? What they're basically trying to do is couch their risk to detriment to everybody else. Because it have no detriment if they qualify for Europe or they don't qualify for Europe. It has no relegation, right? So, man, just going to say, all right, fellas, well, hard luck, boy. We win. We still getting paid.
Money.
Well, more specifically with UEFA. So, and I understand this. I understand the financial decision, right? UEFA trying to expand the competition, although they
more football.
Although the expansion. But hold on, although the expansion they still set it up in a way that more English teams kind of guaranteed to get into it and things like that.
Yeah,
because they're going for market.
Fair enough.
They make it right.
But essentially, by expanding the league, all right, you just cut my share of the pie smaller, though.
And that's exactly the issue there.
Yeah. You just make the amount of money that we could split up and how much I get. You just made it less.
Yeah, it's a volume argument versus a quality argument. The volume argument with the expansion of the Champions League, which the big clubs didn't want, was going to say, hey, what? Four extra teams, 32 to 34.
36 now.
With those 4 teams, it was 4 extra games now for each team.
Exactly.
Now, more games we know equal more TV.
More money. Yep.
More TV is more money. But here what the big club saying, why I must play more games, right?
Exactly.
With less quality competition.
And you're still going for international break.
International break, so my players getting tired, injuries.
And I holding all the risk to injuries, yeah.
And my profits staying the same or getting less. Why must I fight up with that?
No, but
so the quality argument now is that, hey, we form a league, the biggest brands in the world, high quality games week in, week out, and billions of dollars in revenue. If you're a businessman, which way are you going?
No, but not this way.
What
people realize? business 101. You know what they decided to do? Cut out the middleman. They cut
Yeah.
UEFA straight out.
Cut straight out, yeah.
Yeah.
They cut UEFA straight
And
out. Hence the reason you hear Perez talking about what is the pay of the president of UEFA. That's what he's talking about.
So
They cut out
this
the
is something.
middleman.
This is something I've been talking to Osei about all the time. So the violence I am always looking for in professional sports, any professional sport. I want to see players break away from falling in line, and clubs doing the same is even better for me, right? So anybody, so think about it. The idea that look how much men vex with VAR, right? Look at how much men vex with how VAR changed the game and thing, right? The idea that you have people who are a governing body who making money, they don't do the product, they don't have any contribution to the product, right? The idea that these men could go and make rules that the players don't even agree with, the coaches don't even agree with, but I need to honor my contract with being in this organization.
Yeah.
I need to
My avenue to make money.
If I don't honor this, then it actually means I can't play football because I have no other option and thing like that. I've been waiting for so long for clubs, even national teams though. Right? So look how long we're talking about FIFA scandals and things, Jack Warner and right, all these years. What's the alternative? What's the other competition? What's the other organization that gonna allow these men to remind FIFA?
That's the problem.
Dog, you don't make the product though.
But
That's the problem.
The Premier League is the predecessor of this.
Yep.
And I actually heard that this Super League was created to compete with the Premier League.
Well,
in terms of money.
In terms of money,
yeah. Maybe it could be argued like that because at the end of the day, you can't be vexed with business for trying the best to maximize the profit.
Exactly.
It happens in sports.
But, I mean,
Mayweather
Premier League did the same
boxing, right? He wasn't. He make 10% of the money after I had made. When you see that, you went and he promoters like he cut out the middleman. Same thing. I have no issue with that, you know. Don't come and tell me that by you doing that, you're saving football. You're helping out.
Yeah, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
Don't give me that. Mayweather, when you win and fight Mayweather, no. He win and beat you, first of all, and everything, don't the popcorn, the drinks, the thing, everything inside that arena is he making our money.
On the flip side, Zwade, right? When Guy never say his long speech, I say yes. I say yes, Gary, you're right. And the whole night I saying, boy, how they could do that, boy? One to them Super League men, boy. I say, boy, how they go come and change my nice, good Premier League, boy? I know getting to FPL. One to them, boy.
Yeah? So let me get into the sporting.
How they go come and take my nice, good structure, though? And then I studying. Wait. I saying horse. Why I so bothered about this? If it actually does change, is anything really changing us?
So the proposal. Just to be clear, hold on. But just to be clear, the proposal is just really and truly the direct competition that it affects is Champions League only.
Champions League.
Correct.
No, not necessarily.
I'm not saying it doesn't have ramification. Direct competition.
Champions League.
But it's not just Champions League now, right? Because here what I'm saying is not just Champions League. All the leagues have an association with the local FAs, and by extension, due to that association, is I think with FIFA, right? Mm-hmm. FIFA argument is and has always been that, well, UEFA is a
go against me. That's the argument. Don't go against me.
if you do abide to we rules, you want to play by somewhere. You either go and play somewhere else. I have nowhere else to play because we
no. They have a more noble thing. They basically the idea is from
that everybody trickle down.
Right, from the money generated in the UEFA competitions, FIFA competitions, or whatever, they generate, like they distribute money into grassroots efforts in these different teams and different FAs get money, thing.
And that is good. And that
different FAs get money to go back straight to the pocket, eh?
Well, right. And this is where the problem is. No, at least in them circumstances, smaller teams have a chance, right? You have 12 teams burdened with debt. Those who are burdened with debt, very close to it. Yeah, the Glazers, for example. I when them take over about 2 years after that, I stopped. I not purchasing no memorabilia, nothing, no. Right? Because at the end of the day, they took that, leverage it on the business, and had the business paying back credit card rates almost. Imagine them launch the club on a stock exchange. That's Class A and Class B shares. Class A shares only the family could own. Class B shares anybody could buy wherever, and only Class A shares paying dividends. So you had to be amongst to pay them money to support them club. And they're doing nothing, Old Trafford roof leaking, all kind of those issues. Right? And Jelly and them don't care about nothing else but themselves.
I can't say that about Chelsea. Just saying. I can't say that. We Russian just treat the people good.
You have no choice but to.
Hold on. What's this? Communism? What's this feature?
You have no choice but to.
But here it is, fellas.
And then on top of this, think about it like this, right? You're calling this a Champions League. If it wasn't for the Super League, right? Arsenal, which part in the table?
9.
Spurs, which part in the table?
Well, really and truly, fellas, we had to admit the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is Tottenham, boy.
That's in terms of work. But anyway, go ahead. Let's me get point that crazy.
You all think if what the Premier League did in 1992, if they did it in 2021, you think they would have the same uproar as what is happening with the Super League?
It probably had the same back then. It probably had the same back then.
But at least in the model, it had a trickle-down effect to say, well, right, you know,
I disagree. I think the important separation here is, let's remember, so in the past, it was the actual organization that was breaking away. It wasn't the clubs doing it. So that So that if you think about it, who has the media arm on their side? It is the organizations and the broadcasting, right? So that essentially, if this happened, if that Premier League thing happened now, you would have still get the same sort of.
That's not Dre. Sorry, you say the organization breakaway. Meaning who?
Meaning the Premier League.
The Premier League didn't exist.
It didn't exist.
I'm saying the FA.
It was under the FA.
Some saying the FA.
Decided, the clubs came together and they said we are forming a league. It's the same thing. They decided to form a corporation.
It was the football league. All the league before English
the league. Right, here how it went.
So maybe I need to go and research because I thought it was the FA. The FA
the FA can recover from themselves.
No, here what happened, right? Here what happened.
No, they changed the league.
BBC and then ITV had some of the rights mostly to do the broadcasting, right? ITV realized, well, here we're making some money out of this. Back then, there was getting something like about 40 million or something. All right, cool. But then, a man realized it now.
A man.
Yeah. Basically, he said, but wait now. If we go and we get 20 players in, right? And he started taking, no, he realized he had to get everybody on side.
Who's this man, boy?
The man.
Mark Basanta here.
You wanna ask Sky? No.
Yeah, it was Sky and
guys when they now join up, Murdoch they own Sky, right? Now hear the joke, right? The actual man is the reason I can't remember the man's name specifically. The actual man who come with the idea was the ITV owner, you know, because he already had the rights and wanted to find a way to leverage it.
But yes, hold on. What I want to make sure I understand is what I'm saying is my understanding of the situation was right now it's clubs, 12 clubs come together and say we need to form a breakaway league.
Mm-hmm.
Back in when the Premier League was formed, I don't think it was okay. These 20 teams saying this is what we want to do.
No, it wasn't. Wasn't that.
I think it was the FA had an agreement with broadcasting for what they will do. Essentially,
no. The broadcasters come and say, "Hey, we're going to pitch this product, right? We will give all you certain games here, right? We will cap the amount of games. As a result of the less games, the English team will be stronger because they won't have as much games to play." Right?
Yep.
Or you could get some money from this, or you could get some money from this, right? And we could make this work. What do you feel?
But was the proposal to clubs or was it to the FA?
It was the clubs.
It was the clubs first, and then to get everybody on side because of the thing. Because obviously now the same way the club, the FA could threaten, well, you gotta ban these men. They say, nah, don't worry, this is all they can make
Guys,
too.
the Premier League as a corporation was founded by 20 member clubs. Actually, I'm not sure if it was 20, but they came together as the shareholders to form the Premier League. And they decided they would do that to maximize on the TV money. It's the same thing that's happening now.
With one exception, relegation.
Yes,
And I think what they did in this current model is show up on that weakness. Because one of the weakness would be that you come up with this model and yet still you have a team like Leeds who would have be there for sure. Birmingham who would have be there. They're getting lost going down the table.
Right.
So I think they looked at now, fellas again are saying everybody resistant to change. Mind you, I am totally against capitalism. I don't know why I sound like this, but I'm against capitalism.
Totally? Like totally?
Yeah, in theory, I don't
union
like
man,
man's a communist, boy.
and there's a big union man.
No, but totally?
The man mentioned the man mentioned somebody Russian doing good by the people and thing, and I'm like,
well,
I heard it twice.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is, like, you wouldn't like to have the chance to buy a better product for a better price?
A better product at a better price, what?
of course.
Let me put it like this.
Wait, no. Wait, before they come in with all the thing. You don't like the headphones you're wearing right now? I just want to know.
No, I like them. But yeah,
I'm not a man who say capitalism is great, you know. But I know we enjoy the fruits of capitalism, dog. Don't play that. Don't play that.
Let me ask this question.
I like watching my football on TV, you know. I would not say that.
And that's why I say no.
Osei,
I find everybody should be able to watch football on TV. Not that I should be able to watch football.
Who going to pay that bill in that fairyland?
And this is the problem. And this is the problem. Because the money needed to start this league in a COVID environment, right? Where people mightn't still be able to go in stadium and thing. Where they're going to make the money. It's not to say like it was before COVID, where a team like Arsenal, despite frustrating the results,
this is well studied though. There's not most of our companies, most of our football clubs' money has nothing to do with gate.
Nah, gates is not
right.
It's a small thing.
Right.
Small money.
So, TV receipts, right?
Right.
So hold on. If I really believe that, then the argument that these clubs playing out now that due to COVID that the bottom line getting affected is a false argument then.
No,
not necessarily. Because they had to pay a lot of the people. They had to pay a lot of the people bills who are not working still and that kind of stuff.
Understand what I'm saying?
Them kind of
very few clubs have maintained the expenditure in a post-COVID environment, right?
Like the Russia.
Right. United is the next one too. But hear what I'm saying. Follow what I'm saying. The way this could make money is TV rights. Remember, each one of these teams getting about 450 million to start.
Maybe
right?
425 this year.
It's for accepting the invitation.
That's the invitation. That's the come in. Right? Right. JP Morgan is the financing house, right?
Now
the same
6 billion.
About 6 billion, right?
Yeah.
Right. These people not boy have us that 6 billion, they just taking up space, boy.
So the
only way that could make that back is by TV rights, right?
No, but Zwade, I'll tell you this, right? You
I don't understand the point you make, brother.
The world right now is awash with liquidity, right? A big part of the problem is the wealthy again to spend the money for it to turn into the economy, right? That's what's going on. They don't have nothing to invest in.
They don't want to spend money right now in this bear market. They're just sitting on the cash right now in this market.
Well, really, because they don't have suitable investments. Remember,
no, it's not the time to spend now, big man. It's not the time to spend.
No, it's not the time for me and you to spend.
It's the time for nobody to spend. But if you think you cheap now, you
I don't know what I meant talking about.
But if you think you cheap now,
I say all of this to say
they don't want to spend that bad money now.
Yeah, what a scenario reveal to me. You see that $6 billion figure and that 425? It's just showing you how much money football really have in it. Now that they get rid of the middleman, Don't feel that $6 billion investment come out at thin end. Somebody work out the finance. Somebody work
Of
out
course.
this is what it have here.
Obvious.
And then
That's
they
what they do.
identify that it had a gap where money was missing all the time. And that was the middleman. That's UEFA.
So hold up. So back to Karen. So Karen had asked if the Premier League formation would have the same sort of uproar if it happened today.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it would.
It
Yes.
would. It had back then too, same way. It had it.
And
It had
guess
no-
what,
it-
fellas? We go into franchise now. All of us were sitting down and watch basketball, and we were back with Lakers. We were back with Miami. We were back with box to whoever.
You're
it was.
right.
The same thing going to happen with the football. It's much
I mean,
ado about nothing.
I think the same thing will happen for the next generation. Essentially, like you would have to be people who grew up in football being the way that it is, type of thing.
Like men saying how Liverpool win 18 and men go be like it don't count.
Because they don't.
And this is where the argument this engineer said, because Angeli using how 16-year-olds no longer interested in football. What?
But he
How you could use that?
That's
So making a Super League like this, going and get them interested in football when they wasn't interested before.
You go brand it right, I guess.
I mean,
yeah.
I think that argument actually is plausible.
No, it's a good argument.
It is a good argument because it also points out the hypocrisy of UEFA fandom, right? Because if you think about the reason why people are disinterested, I'm one of those people, but I am people, by the way, in terms of I have watched the Champions League less and less each year.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because what I feel is like, dog, I'm watching the same teams reach the last rounds every year.
So what do you think will happen in Super League?
Hold on. Right. I'm watching the same teams get into the final stages each year. Why am I watching, this pretend, I watching Bratislava, blah, blah, blah. Oh, good for them. They're in the group league, only to get 7-0 twice, and they're out.
Yes.
Why am I wasting my time watching all these whack matchups if when it comes down to it, what I'm really waiting for is Atletico versus whatever. I'm waiting for Barcelona versus whatever. And I'm waiting.
And you're going to play them side to injure players. That's just what it is.
Exactly. And look, I mean, I research it in preparation, right? But it's like, all right, you go back and watch the last 10 years, though. Essentially, you're seeing the results of the. So think about it this way. You know, they say, I don't know if you hear this, but they say how English racism is very subtle, American racism is in your face. Yeah. So it's almost like UEFA and FIFA capitalism is subtle. It's English. It's English racism. Where these men doing it the American way in your face. So slowly but surely, you went from a Champions League where you used to watch Monaco could reach far, Porto could reach far, blah, blah, blah. All right, watch the last 10 years, dog. You blink, you wipe out your eye, you look, dog, is Bayern, Barca, blah, blah. These same 12 clubs every year. Well, not the same 12, because Tottenham and Arsenal are there. Yeah. Hard luck, Jose. But you're watching it, and this dog is the same teams year after year.
I
don't want it to go because I want our chance to come back in Champions League.
So they went and buy it. They get 25 again.
We have to remember this thing can reach about 24 teams.
Yeah.
In reality.
Well, think about it though. And I was wondering about this. They say they're starting with the foundation 12, right?
And 3, right? 12 plus 3.
And 15, right? The invitational teams. Let me say the 3 invitational teams win out. Right?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean?
No, the 3 invitational teams, they're solid, they're not getting no chance of relegation.
No, the win.
No, hold on. Just to be clear about it. Just to be clear about it. The 3 teams, ultimately, what they were trying to get with those 3 teams was Bayern, Dortmund, PSG.
Yeah.
So they're trying to set it up as these are the 15 big teams.
That's right.
It's interesting to me that they didn't include Porto or something too. I thought they will include a Portuguese.
You remember Portugal itself as a nation has been in recession for over 8 years.
Oh yeah.
It's too long. Their economy, you can't salvage their economy right now.
And Italy economy in a real healthy state.
No, but Italy still have
That
more
no.
good football
The
clubs.
fact
No,
is
the
that there was
club-
going,
No.
there was going.
Italian
but it-
clubs
time
are wealthy.
But not only that,
No,
it's an
hold on,
Italian
hold on.
concept,
Bazwade,
right?
Bazwade,
It's
you
an
missed
Italian
that.
concept
Follow what I'm
too.
saying. They're
Hold
going
on,
behind
Bazwade, hold on.
teams that have a fan market that will push the TV rights off.
No, well, they are big money teams. It's teams that have money though. It's as
What
simple
a
as
Teams
lot.
that
that.
have
What a
money
lot.
is what
What a brand.
will command the TV
Brand.
rights, and that's
Yeah.
what they're going up.
Agreed.
That's
But
why
I mean, all right. But let me talk as a football purist and thing like so.
It
Listen,
feels weird, Horse. It feels weird.
I wouldn't say I had a, what you say, you had cognitive dissonance.
But it feeling weird, Horse. A tone, Horse. A tone.
I did have a visceral reaction. So my first stage was like, I hear for it. That's all I want to hear. Because I tired of UEFA changing rules, FIFA changing rules and thing, and nobody can do nothing, and they banning men, and all right, this is not your game. All right.
I think Trinidadians will feel like that, eh? Let me just put that out there.
So-
because of
so
what we just
first
went
stage-
through, that's how we feel, yeah.
So first stage, I like, yeah, that's good. All right. Second stage is, all right, let me be a romantic for a second.
That's you.
If you think of-
romantic.
So if you think about what will happen, right? So I mean, the ramifications for me, straightforward, is all right. If these men have way more, so the disparity between them and the rest is even higher now because they're making more from Champions League.
yeah.
Fair enough, they stay in the league the same way because apparently at first people, the rumor was saying they're going to break out to the local leagues too and things like that. So no, they're staying in their league, they could get demoted, whatever, in there too, whatever. Fine.
That's real weird.
But if
No,
they
but-
have even, but if
What
they have
teams you
even
feel are going to play in our league, in the local league? They're going to play the full strength team?
Yeah, you still want to win your
Men
local.
want money, you know.
Why?
no,
you
forget,
trying to win
no,
it?
hold on.
Why trying to win it?
You know, you're still trying to make money though.
Still
Yeah,
want
So
to
the
win.
money is about money. Yeah.
remember the Premier League is still a cash cow. You still want to make money there. They're trying to make double money. They're not trying to make one.
They're not trying to make less than one end.
They're not PJ. They're not PJ.
For me, the rumor that is, they're gonna play second string team, that don't make no sense because these men are greedy. They're trying to make double money, dog. It's not single money.
Hey, if you have a work that pay you $10,000 a day, and you have a work that pay you $2,000 a day.
Yeah, what that two boy, you man?
Hold on. Just to be clear. Just to be clear.
And you reach a stage that you had to pick which one you're devoting most of your attention to. Which one you will pick?
No, I'll say it in a different way.
It depends
Think
on what the
about it.
10,000 where you work.
Think about it more as if you have a job, one job that's giving you a Porsche to drive. It's not good pay, but it's giving you a Porsche to drive. So you have a perk. And then the other job is giving you money you want to live. Right? Dog, you're not going to sacrifice the Porsche, dog. You're not going to do it.
Hey,
Depending on what you value.
So you're still gonna make it happen. Anyway,
I just deal with workers every single day. Right?
Careful.
Yeah, I deal with workers every single day. Let me tell you what is happening with workers, right? In like regular time and overtime.
Right.
The both of them important because they both pay my bills.
Right.
The same important. So
But
if they work
if you
regular time, the one that work
overtime-
100 hours overtime.
Overtime
None
is
is more
predicated
important
on
than the other.
regular
It's just
time.
one important.
More times than not,
The-
overtime predicated on regular time.
the Champions League money, the Champions League money is not enough for how greedy they're trying to be though. Because if it was, they would have stayed in the Champions League like normal. They
So how
would
much
just
money
say,
they
have
want?
a
They just want
season.
all the money.
They want all the money.
They
watching it now. You telling me out of all this, you giving me 10%, dog? Nah, I want 45. It's all gonna be at 10 hours, but
Nah. But Kobe had an advertisement where you're saying how much things you want me to do, Kobe? I want you to do more.
more.
There's more.
I mean, dog, that's the history of capitalism. The history of capitalism
more
is, dog,
is more.
people just keep, like, you're watching them and it's like, but dog,
How much do you need?
You can't even spend $5 billion, dog.
Right?
you can't even do it. What are you going to do?
No, I want 10.
Exactly.
Let's do it.
You're watching it and saying, wait now, so there's 10 to be made? I want the 10. And that's it.
But we were talking about that earlier in the league. The CBAs in American sports, they bargain for much money that they should get. Maybe that's what they want, a bargaining power to get more money.
But hold on, I was trying
They
to
have
get to the-
CBAs in English football, in European football.
No, I think this whole thing is just about men knowing that stability of income. Those rich clubs want plenty money and they want it over the long term.
Yep.
And I think that's basically what it's about. That's what all American sports is about. And that's why they could give players a 10-year contract.
I think that's what everybody wants in life, yeah?
Yeah. That's right.
So-
The more permanent.
And-
The more permanent.
Yeah.
More permanent.
Everybody want permanent. I know that. I understand that.
Andre, let me hear you.
From a sporting perspective,
Yeah.
all right. So as much as I get to know from Champions League based on the expansions that they've done now, all right, let's be honest. The expansions that they've done over the years, slowly but surely, has just moved it to essentially. I think these clubs have been arguing about getting more money this whole time. So UEFA was kind of bargaining with them. Okay, we can't get you all the money. We still need money, whatever. And eventually, these guys just saying, "Nah, we want more," and that's what it comes to, right? But essentially, they slowly but surely they expanded, they changed it, blah blah blah. The coefficient thing benefiting them more, all kind of thing, whatever. Okay, they do all this to still set it up the same way where the big teams generally get the furthest and make the most money,
Correct.
right?
Mhm.
They still set it up the same way. So the product has been watered down, but then you still always get the same quality at the end. All right, but there was the romantic part of it where, all right, we still, because they do it slow and clever, we still believe we're in 2003, and here we're gonna see Porto and a new Mourinho gonna come through and thing.
Mhm.
When in reality, just all right, this is what I have to think about. Think about all the small teams that did well over the years. Think about, well, hold up. Back then, smaller teams used to have real good players too, though, randomly.
Mhm.
Coming through the ranks.
Here's a small, not even coming through the ranks, like a bona fide star.
Inside star.
Here's Porto with Deco on their team. How?
Mhm.
Right? When you look at teams now, no disrespect to men. Porto star this year.
It's Corona.
That is-
Corona was the most influential player.
it wasn't Corona. It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
Corona. No, it wasn't Corona. It was the long hair man with the ponytail.
Yeah, they
Steven
had
Seagal.
a midfielder with
Even Seagal, yes?
Oh,
You
yes,
see what
yes.
Seagal,
From
Whatever.
Portugal,
Whatever,
there's
right?
some
But
late caps in your life, yeah.
the reality is you're watching the quality of these players, and I think it's as simple as, all right, the bigger teams, their scouting network has expanded, their reach has expanded, them taking players at a younger age has expanded. Whereas before, and I'm saying, I know it's recent history, but I'm saying, whereas before you had Leicester.
Ajax.
No, I'm saying Leicester. I'm going to say Leicester. So Leicester could go and find Kante and
Mahrez.
Mahrez and
Mahrez,
Vardy
yeah.
and whatever. Guess what big clubs do? I'm gonna buy the man that's scouting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy that whole scouting team they have. I'm gonna buy them.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
slowly but surely they're just changing to where dog. What I worry about as a romantic is eventually I'm gonna get to the point where the small teams don't even have good enough players that I want to watch them play at all.
Exactly.
I think that's English.
That's exactly right now.
No, but you know that's English fans' argument that they worried about the championship level this team going to take the biggest hit. The championship level, because when you have the matriculation of stars, right now the English league it more or less balanced. Right, the top 10 everybody have stars. Everybody have stars.
I want to balance.
Maybe it's more balanced than the other leagues. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, more than the other leagues, definitely.
Of course,
Yeah.
we had to use some
More competitive. It's more
I
competitive.
understand.
For example, Wolves have 7 or 8 nationals.
Right, I understand. I understand what you're saying.
One country. From one country.
So what they're concerned about is that all of these players will now shift to the top 6.
Right, because they want to play in
And-
Champions League.
That's right. And then the Premier League will now take all the young players that they now have. They have the championship as a feeder league.
Sure.
But
Then
Mark,
ultimately the championship going to become farmers.
it's not that simple, you know.
Yeah, the players
remember,
can move.
a
Somebody get selected.
club could only have a certain amount of players.
And they might put more cap on it with respect to
Well,
the
it's a-
Super League.
If
they're following American sport policy, they will have caps on the team.
Yeah.
No, but even if rest is not that simple, the reality is okay. Manchester United wouldn't have Fred no more. They wouldn't have a player like Fred. The profile goes up now instead of Fred.
No,
the
that's not
better
true.
players-
I don't think that's
Jorginho.
true, no.
No, I think it's true.
Credit Jorginho.
Here's why it's not true. Because if you have no cap, that would be true. If you have a cap, you had to have them. Man.
What kind of
Yeah.
cap? A salary cap? What
Salary
kind of cap?
cap. You
Yeah,
had to have a
salary
salary cap. Otherwise, it go be chaos, boy.
So you have a league designed for men to make more money. You're going to cap that?
You had a
Who wants
chaos.
$100?
Hear what they do. And to me, is the American mindset. And
That's
that's
what
what
they're
to
gonna
go
do.
by. You had
They're
to
gonna follow
cap how much money one team could spend. And you had to fit your pieces into that. If you don't do
So
that, it go be
It's
chaos.
And they're going to get a draft tour. They're going to have a draft in Europe too.
It's going to be crazy.
It might have
like
a
that.
draft.
Because no,
Yeah. And
And
it's so big.
the trading men,
so big.
buying men, you're trading men.
So it's so big, even drafting from college and thing. You're drafting from Portuguese league. Portuguese league is a field league. We're drafting from Portuguese league.
And you're trading men.
You just
Right?
like how Bayern Munich
So
have a whole feeder league.
You see, Arsene Wenger had it right. He traded Sanchez for Mkhitaryan, the miles ahead in terms of vision.
Yeah.
You already know.
But boy, it go be real weird. It go be weird.
I think what will eventually happen is the current UEFA Europa League teams, they would now assume the mantle of the elite Champions League teams right now.
Mm-hmm.
The teams under the Europa League teams now will move up, and that's how it will go. And what will happen is the Champions League will regenerate with its own type of glory, a new kind of glory that clubs will be proud of, and they would want to compete. I don't think this whole thing about football being destroyed.
But who watching now, boy? Who watching now?
No, I said,
those clubs will watch the games.
Ain't enough money, you know.
There ain't enough, dog.
I respectfully submit.
Yeah.
Respectfully submit. When they're in front of the bar, that's how I say it like that. You know what? This is the end of the Champions League. The end.
I believe
We're
so.
going to have the Europa League. The Europa League is something that is last. It's going to stay there.
The Champions League will rebrand.
No, the Champions League not going to get funded, no, brother. Everybody who have money going to
Go to the Super League, yeah. To go invest in Super
Europa League running right now.
How much money you really feel?
Europa League.
Yeah, but how much money you really feel the market going and support behind all them different competitions? In terms of TV rights, in terms of all the fun.
No, well, that's the fact. I am saying that the Champions League is not going to get the funding. It will not get it. It will not. That's the end of the Champions League.
The thing that would kill it is Super League is not on. You're not going in on meriting. So if my team in the Super League, I'm not watching no other league. Sorry.
That's the point.
And that's the thing. And that's why
just don't have the teams first.
You know what? You know what?
I'm not watching no Champions League if my team
in
Champions League or Europa League.
But you're watching domestic league.
I go watching no
You'll watch
league.
football.
Yeah.
You'll watch football, but you're more likely
what happens
to put your money behind a team that you support.
Yeah, my question to you, Osei.
Yeah.
Your club in your Europa League right now.
Yeah.
You just watch Europa League because your club in there.
Correct.
And you watch Champions League because that's the top of the top. That's the elite.
Correct.
The same thing is going to happen.
No.
Here's why not.
No.
If you take them, if you take them top 20 teams and move them from Europa and Champions League, three-quarter of the fans not watching that again.
No, well, I go one step further than that.
If you take out 20 of the top leagues from Europa and Champions League and put them in Super League,
no,
75% of the fans not watching Europa and Champions League again.
I'm looking for Dre. I'm looking for Dre to give my view on this point I'm going to make here. Some might consider it outlandish. But let me make the point anyway.
Markish.
Right.
Go ahead.
Let me make the point anyway.
Yeah.
I am saying outside of the Super League, right? Now, it have a level of hypocrisy going around that's saying Bayern not going to be in the league. Bayern going to be right there. Right?
Yeah.
I just
Eventually.
Just now, Dortmund going to be right there.
Right there.
Outside of the Super League, I am saying there are no fans, none, to support the running of any other big league around the world.
Nah,
I am saying that
European
these
League.
teams,
I don't
I am
think
saying,
so.
European
just now, let me make it extreme. I am saying that these 15 teams, fans have been propping up European football around the globe. Think
sure.
about it like this. How much people
a fair
you
point.
know that is support teams outside of the 15 that everybody's speculating about.
Sure.
Not many.
You know who they supported? The people from the
People
hometown.
from the town.
The hometown. So
Exactly.
who they supported?
And that's not
People from
enough
Sevilla.
people.
It
Karen,
is
but
no
Karen,
money in the wider scheme of things.
But
Yeah,
Karen,
go
so
ahead.
why
Good
what
point,
Mark's
good
saying?
point.
What Mark's saying makes sense. And Karen, I think to your point, I think what matters more. So yes, the fans of Slavia Prague and still watch Slavia Prague. I get it.
Yeah.
But on this, but the problem is, I think Zwade made the point. The problem is, okay, who are the advertisers and broadcasters that are going to bid big money for that other competition now? Because the market just get halved.
Yeah.
So now,
Three
yes, the
quarter.
competition.
All right.
The competition will go on.
Remember a few months ago,
Uncle Carlos
French TV rights,
Let me
the French
answer.
TV league when
Let me answer.
French TV league went down, you know. Just
Let me
last
answer.
season,
Good.
Let's go to American sports.
Yeah. Talk to me.
ESPN broadcasts NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
NBA and MLB and college sports.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because people watching it.
That's a different.
Yeah,
Have a different culture
Totally
here.
different. Totally different thing.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something.
My simple point is they have a market, and
No,
it's not because the big clubs are attracting a lot of the viewers that they're not going to get the investment. They will get the investment.
It's different.
I think a better
Those are
analogy for you.
monopoly sports, though.
No, I think a better analogy, Karen, would be, so instead of looking at different sports, look at, so there's the NBA. What's the league below the NBA?
The G League.
Mhm.
It doesn't
Who
show.
does
watch
watch
that?
G League?
It doesn't show on TV.
No, I did the same thing, but I did it with college sports, college basketball.
College basketball is a feed.
That have a big following, but
hold on.
that have a big following.
That was my
Alright,
point,
so-
in the fellas.
No,
Was
but hold on.
college basketball versus NBA.
No, but hold on.
College football versus NFL.
It different. That
It's
culture
not-
different, boy. That culture different.
No,
Those are
the culture,
feeding.
the culture
Those are feeding
around.
it.
I'll
To
just-
me,
I'll
you
just
will be
tell you.
surprised of the investment in college team compared to
Hey.
a real NFL team.
No,
It
but
doesn't be
fellas,
comparable.
So say my simple point is
Yeah.
the networks are broadcasting the leagues. That's my point.
Because it
No,
have
no,
the interest.
No, it's
That's
not
the
that.
point.
It would not have that
simple,
much interest in the US in the league.
fellas. It's economics.
Yes.
So say
Markets
why
of
the
scale.
Europa League?
America,
Just
Have
summer.
300 million people.
500 million.
Just summer.
330 million.
Yeah, my
Which part
point.
of 500 million people? Come on, somewhere.
How many teams in the Europa League now go into
Yeah.
the Super League?
Oh,
Arsenal
sorry.
alone,
Arsenal.
Arsenal, Manu,
And Tottenham.
and Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
So three teams
Yeah.
leaving the Europa League to go to the Super League. But people watching the Europa League now, and it's not just because of those three teams.
No, but wait. Wait, Smee.
If you're
Wait.
going to check the viewership numbers, for
Exactly.
Europa League, right?
I have too much points of holding inside here, but I need to get some now.
Come true.
So let me real.
Alright.
The only
So
reason
first point.
because the teams involved, though.
First point about
Pirates.
NBA. First point about professional league and college. So in America, college has a completely different
Life
fan
of its
base
own.
where-
A life of its own.
Dog, it's a men. I don't think you
I
understand
agree.
this. It's a men who just support colleges. They didn't even go to, dog. They
You're
didn't even
correct.
go there.
You're
And
correct.
you supporting them, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so the market for college football and living here, dog. I talk to men and I realize so men saying here's the word on the street. Oh, in college, men just play for a contract, so they play real hard.
Yeah.
In NFL and all these professional leagues, they worry about injuries, so they play soft. So men just watch college more because it's the real deal of the sport. All right. So it's a different thing to compare them a little different. On your Europa League comments, all right. The main thing to focus on there is, dog, the drop down in money from from Champions League to Europa.
It's big.
It's so much that if you say to all the teams that had aspirations of being in Champions League, now all they're gonna be in this sort of Europa League type of vibes, and all they're gonna split up. Now it's gonna be 36 of all splitting up Europa League money. No,
Many teams should have.
and then think about the ramification that is, okay, so if these men have their own breakaway league, that means in their domestic leagues, the teams that are gonna go into UEFA champion competitions would be it probably can't be
Villa and West Ham
but it probably can't be based on who comes first and second because the Super Leagues might still come first and second.
Yeah.
So it's gonna have to be whoever is the top 4, not the Super League teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it starts including teams that it's just
Newcastle.
Yeah.
who is
Burnley.
so other than West Ham fans, who watching West Ham play in Europa League?
Nobody.
Who from the continent? Who from Europe? Who in Czechoslovakia wake up? Let me go and watch West Ham.
Oh, remember this came up because Mark said the Champions League would be no more.
I don't think it won't be no more. It won't be no more.
I say that it won't be anymore.
I'll tell you something. I won't be watching it.
Andrea, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I think the Champions League will still exist. It will be a rebranded league.
I think the legitimate fair is just what is the dearth of quality that's going to be outside of them teams, because essentially it's just setting it up to set that disparity is just going to keep getting bigger. And just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Jay, the fact is, UEFA is not going to call no Aston Villa, no Burnley, no Brighton, no champion, and no way. Have no champions.
It's not going to sell.
It's not going to sell. They have no money to do that.
It won't sell. It won't sell enough. It won't sell enough.
It won't sell enough.
It's gonna be on. So instead of it being on how NBC and them fighting for it in America and ting.
We're gonna be on USA.
All right, calm down. It's gonna be on. It's gonna be on. It's gonna be on. It's gonna be on
space. It's gonna be on space.
It's gonna be on HGTV or something, right?
It's gonna be on space. It's gonna be on space.
Somebody will get a little piece of contract, and there you go. You got
be on space.
Late last year or earlier this year.
It's gonna be on ACN, ATCN with
You
think so?
No, brother.
It's
gonna be on beIN Sports 8.
You know what
it might be free to air on YouTube.
Them same clubs
it can be on YouTube.
A media company and lock down the rights. Earlier this year or late last year, Juve owner Angeli was organizing a consortium that was supposed to go and buy some of the broadcast rights for Syria. It would have been about $2 billion, and then they just pull out the deal.
I will conflict of interest.
Yeah, but it's
conflict of interest. No conflict of interest.
That's normal, right? And everybody would have benefit from that $2 billion, right?
Could you please could you change that and say that's Juventus? That's normal. Say that instead. Come on,
I'm sorry.
Come on, edit it.
It's conspiracy, boy.
That's true.
Conspiracy.
That's Juve. Right?
Conspiracy.
Heritage.
I don't know, boy. I don't know. I'm still feeling that way, boy.
Hey, listen to me.
You should.
You know why I feel that way? Let me put it like this. A man like me, who, based on genetic lottery, I just happen to be born outside of Europe, right?
Yes,
outside of Europe.
Let me see where this is going.
Yeah. But my dream is to play Champions League, like my countryman Dwight York, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right?
You would have a better chance now.
How?
Because the level lower. That's what I'm trying to say.
No.
You can play in the Champions League.
I want to play in the top.
No, you can't play in the Super League. You will make the Champions League though.
And they were showing you. So you limited my altitude.
No, you limited the altitude.
Because
so this argument for me is the argument where this is where it shifts into now like this sort of morality. Like it kind of I know it sounds sporting. I know it sounds sporting, but really and truly, all right, let's be honest. All right. How much none of these Super League teams have been in Champions League recently?
None.
Leicester.
Yeah. How much of them? So how much time? So which teams from Spain have been in the Champions League in the last 10 years that it's not Barcelona, Atletico, and Real Madrid? Which teams from England have been in
Sevilla?
Yeah, Sevilla's always been in Europa.
There's always win Europa.
So there's always win Europa, and then there's qualify for Champions League.
So
and
That's
go
true.
back to
That's true.
Europa.
That's true.
Then they go England. Outside of them top 6 in the
Leicester.
Super League. Wait, exactly.
Aside from Leicester, only Leicester.
Leicester had 1 year.
Only Leicester.
you go-
Only Leicester.
What's the other thing? You go Italy. Outside of
Arsenal.
Atalanta make it
Atalanta.
one.
right. Atalanta just do some.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't see
Roma.
Okay.
Atalanta trying to bacchanal this one.
Roma.
And
Get
Roma.
better
About
than-
Atalanta.
Roma is
anyway,
really.
or you feel like
So-
at Southampton you will.
Anyway, you go through the thing and you just say, okay, all right, let me be real. Before we act as if it's these men doing this that really killed the game. Dog, the game was gradually being killed.
Exactly.
4 years.
Exactly.
4 years they were gradual, but they do it English style though. They do it English style. Over a cup of tea, send you a nice little email, and then at the end they just show you. Just show you.
Yes,
All
from the
right.
time they reformat the Champions League,
Exactly.
from the old European Cup to the Champions League, it started.
Yep.
This whole thing started.
How I didn't see it coming, boy.
Because it's subtle.
We are
It's
young.
subtle.
And that's how Easterners move.
It's
You might say Esoyas.
it's subtle. It's subtle.
Fellas, I have one problem with the whole thing.
Let me hear it.
Something about the divine right, I do believe in.
You
It
are
could
this
be-
divine thing.
It could
What
be
divine
real
right? What do you mean?
communist.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean
I
by
have
that?
to be in the top league.
Yeah, you see the divine right to remain
For those 12?
in the league.
For those 15, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boy. I
So you
find
don't like
something about
devil's advocate. You don't like NBA and NFL and
but that's my argument too.
Yeah.
That's my problem. That is the confliction I have.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that too. I agree with that too. That's
You
that's
see,
also
for
from
some
a
reason-
sporting perspective. That's
Yeah.
garbage.
I
Yeah,
don't.
the divine right, boy. In football, it just don't feel good to have a
yeah,
divine
we never
right.
had it before.
Let me put it like this, right?
We don't know our era with that.
At least at the end of the day, a side could say, boy, yeah, what? Yeah, all are good now, but 15 years down the road, like,
Lord.
no, serious. If a team work behind it,
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
and get and,
You can have
and
a-
get
you can have
it,
a plan
you
to
have a
achieve that.
chance.
Okay.
Yeah, you could work behind it. Imagine, again, this UV owner, nothing against Atalanta, but I mean, them have no history, them have no heritage, they have nothing. And Roma, just because of one bad season, them out of the Champions League and Atalanta in it, right? At the end of the day, based on how things go, one day it will be up, one day it will be down. Them making the system design so that they will always be up.
No,
And
but
them closing the
no,
door
but-
behind them.
no, but
And
I'll
the
tell you
biggest.
this.
Go ahead.
No,
Yeah.
no, but I'll tell you this. The reason he said that, no, I was appalled when I heard that. But when you really think about it, he didn't say that from a sporting perspective. He said
Business
that from
perspective.
an economic perspective.
Exactly.
Not only
But-
that, where Atalanta feeding. No, what Atalanta is more or less a small club that have a good group of players, right?
Horse Italian league is the worst with feederness though. I don't horse.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, but what he looking
German
at
too.
is, as far as he concerned,
German is
is that
German
Roma actually are dependents. Roma is a staple of the city, innit? And that's his
And-
issue, innit? That's his
and-
issue. You have this big club that
Don't
needs
put it like
players
this. Don't put it like this.
Horse
But
Italy,
that's it.
Italy is the only league that you could play for Inter, AC, Juve.
Sampdoria.
Listen what
Sampdoria.
I'm saying, right? Understand what I'm saying, right?
All of that's trash,
Again,
by the way. Just-
That's economics trying to justify bad decisions because it's just
But-
like how businessmen would tell people who working the working class. Well, it's to start 6 months money save and put down thing. And then 2 weeks when COVID hit. Oh,
man
we
beg,
gonna
oh God,
make-
save
you
me.
understand?
Tax
Yeah,
break.
yeah.
Ah, but all right, but
It's bad
Agnelli.
financial
Yes.
management.
Here's the devil's advocate. What I will give Agnelli is all right. The nature of sport, the nature of the sport of football and any sport is all right. You can have a bad season, you can have a bad 2 games, you could get knocked out, whatever. So
Things happen.
the idea, it's greedy. It's a greedy idea, but here's the idea. The idea that based on me, that is a parent, like I always performing, I always in the competition, I always doing good, whatever. Based on me having a bad season, I should be penalized by not being able to make money, whatever. He's trying to build some
That's what I'm saying. That's what
he's building some kind of protection for that. it's based on sporting and like your sporting heritage, right? And the idea that no, in sport you could lose games, dog. From time to time you could lose and blah 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 blah.
What?
Obviously, I don't agree with it though, because my biggest problem with it really is all right. Think about a team like Chelsea or Manchester City, right? A team who here's this investor. So this is why I didn't like FFP either, right? Here's this big investor that say, okay, today I want to put in big money into a team and build a project and go from there.
10 years later, you change your mind.
The idea that this team cannot have access to the same sort of market and competition against the best players and stuff like that repeatedly based on their merits, and that they're going into some sort of round robin thing with the extra teams that are not the 15 and all this stuff.
Yeah.
For me, that is almost like you trying to benefit on your slave money, dog. At one point in time, you had your big money, dog. From what? What was the legitimate source of your money back in the day? Why are you blocking out new teams?
So Dre, what you just think about was why I was talking about the divine right. But I am the person I like to beat up myself. So I study it whole day. And you know what is the exact reference point to this league? Anybody here that's watch cricket? Is watching IPL?
The IPL, I was going to make that point.
So you all know that the teams in the IPL, all of them owned by wealthy families from across India. They all have a divine right.
No.
Guess what they do? You know what they do now? So now you see how they have the 5 team where you have the little slot for 5 teams to come in. Guess what you had to do? If you get an investor, you invest in our side, and you bring your side into the tournament. So that is the exact IPL model you said. Now if you're coming into it now, one second, you have to perform, because if you don't perform, the investor stand to lose your investment, because you won't generate the kind of returns, and then you just go back out through the same tier system. So
now hold on. With IPL, the reason IPL working, and that is why it had a conflict between the Bangalore Board of Control and the ICC, right? India cricket muscle.
Yeah.
There's 1 million people, right?
Europe too, with football.
Them have a captive market, right? And when the IPL started kind of flexes muscles and men missing ICC sanctioned games and tournaments and kind of thing.
Yeah, but who paying more? Sorry, go ahead.
Right, and that is where the thing is. The ICC say they realize we can't fight this one, you know. Right? The India border control basically better than the ICC, you know. Wherever in your border,
that's a real good comparison.
That is exactly the IPL. And earlier today, I think, but the difference is, right, as it is right now, the IPL was basically a branded, niche, innovative, new tournament product, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't competing with
cricket in you.
Yeah, but the format, right?
It was competing with it. The IPL was competing with the Indian Cricket League. Is it that you're talking about 2020, the format?
T20, the niche market, that market, right? It was capitalized. It was more palatable to broadcast, all them kind of thing. It could fit it had a niche. It had no competition in the niche that it targeted, right? Right?
Okay.
You see how hard it is for any other T20 league
to survive. Because they don't send Indian players down anywhere.
It dares not try to even compete in the same window with IPL.
Yes.
So tie it back to the football. So what I mean?
Tying it back to the football, right? The biggest market will always command the biggest money. Always, right? Different in terms of India, where you have one country and them could band together and lock down and say, right, here, we're doing this, right? When you have 16 different nations in Europe, in fact, you have 5 countries represented there, 6 out of the 12 from one country, right? 6 out of the 12 from one country.
That's the wealthiest economic source, eh?
And at the end of the day, the reality of the situation is for that to hold together or not work, somebody had to decide who they're uniting with and who they're going down fighting with. Right?
Bro,
Don't go down with the money.
And
So,
that is the thing is, and that is why I don't think that Europa would just fall. UEFA will become like Europa. Nah, it don't have enough on the plate for them.
So you think it's gonna end up getting? It will be extinct,
It won't be extinct.
or will? So or will it be like? So would it be
terminal.
like? So I guess when the Premier League. So let me look at what happened. The case study from before. So when the Premier League get formed, right? Basically what the FA and everybody else had to go along with. Okay, this formation, and then we will make a.
Yeah, it didn't have a parallel. It didn't have a parallel top division.
So I guess I'm saying. So will UEFA have to fall in line with this thing, and basically all the other clubs fall into the second division of it?
Somebody had to blink first. Somebody had to blink first because it doesn't have a parallel. It don't have a system for a parallel.
But what me was saying, and we have about 8 minutes left. UEFA's only card is saying I will ban players from playing international football. All you feel that go work?
They can't.
Nah,
even banned them from the Champions League.
I didn't go law school, but they can't do that.
Why not? It's their competition.
Yeah.
No,
Is their competition?
No, the legal it's too much of legal battles. Too much of individual legal battles for them to face.
You are banning a player from representing their country on the basis of a decision by their employer.
It's a bluff.
It's a bluff. No, basically
you're gonna ban a player from representing their national team in an organization that you form. So you don't, and this is where I think the crux of the legal battle is. Dog, you don't own football, Mr. FIFA. You don't own football.
But I own a competition.
So you have a competition. Yeah. You have a competition that teams have to be members and things. Okay, fair enough. You have a competition, but for you to then try to then extend your power into I'm going to ban players on the basis of things happening in their club where they're employed.
Well, you remember how it went on with Olympics? Remember, FIFA didn't want football to become an Olympic sport because they didn't have much say in it, and they had to come to a compromise, and they came to a compromise, and they say, all right, under 23 thing, right? Unless FIFA get a way to make money, so FIFA will try the best to flex the power, and that is why
that's why I love this. Go ahead.
In closing, let me just tell all of this. One, forget Champions League. That's the past. That ship sail. That gone.
Yeah. But that was song right, boy, Mark, boy.
That's here nine.
Wait. Did we ask the question already? So do you think? So you don't think it's a bluff, right? I think we talked about this earlier.
It's not a bluff at all.
It's really
not a bluff. Too much money right on this. That not a bluff. That not some level bluff.
I'm not ready for this, boy.
Everybody think it's not a bluff. So Karen, you think it's not a bluff either?
I don't. I think it's a bluff on UEFA part with the threats.
Yeah. Well, now here the next thing, fellas.
I think that's serious.
I want to know if all you see in the mafia in this. We have Italian football fans here, which should be good at this. We realized that UEFA talking on behalf of FIFA. Anybody realize that?
So because there's their competition being affected the most.
No, here why? Because FIFA is working in the background to get
them more money, and that is what.
Sorry. Hold on. What Mark said there? FIFA doing what?
FIFA working in the background to get piece of the pie.
To get piece of the pie.
Yeah.
UEFA so far saying that most likely FIFA will ban. They will do this. FIFA will do this.
When UEFA is FIFA and FIFA is UEFA?
No.
Separate bodies.
Separate bodies.
But we know it's the same thing.
It's subset. It's our subset.
It's separate.
We know it's the same thing though.
Go ahead.
It's separate.
Fellas,
is it really?
The whole globe turning against UEFA. Right? And this would be the last we hear up from UEFA, especially in the
Wait, that sentence.
My final thoughts.
Nearly confirmed.
Mark said, UEFA Champions League is dead.
Wait, horse. Only know what all is saying though.
European club football.
R.I.P.
European club football will be changed forever. The UEFA Champions League now will have to be rebranded into a whole new thing. With a glory of its own. I think the Super League will have a glory of its own. They're going to coexist and the world will move forward. And that's it.
The UEFA Champions League will be the Scottish Premier League.
Facts. Definitely.
You all know they was going to introduce a third UEFA competition, club competition. You all know that?
Nah, I didn't know.
I heard about
I heard so.
Yeah, it was coming.
Could have been that.
It's
Those people just a mama guy. People just a mama guy.
more money for UEFA.
Osei, check the coefficient club list. UEFA coefficient club list. It's hundreds of clubs in Europe.
Yes, it's a lot of clubs.
Honestly, how they are.
Osei, I think, Zwade, you don't make your final comments, eh?
My final comments is the I don't know, boy. It was such a big, and I think that's what I want. I want the chance to win it.
Now this squad, brother.
Yeah, what?
No, we going Super League. I wanted that. We going to get real league from Real, Barca, Bayern.
This is all the time to shine.
No, all of them chromas already, you know. I think
football is played on the day. Football is played on the day.
Nah.
I think a Super League counts for 2 Champions League though. So if you win it one time, boom, right there. They catch up one time, normal.
But Arsenal will be the Burnley and the Super League.
The Sheffield.
We can't get relegated, so we good.
They don't have to worry, yo. They're good, yo. They're not going to get relegated.
Nah, I think
Spurs, man. Come now, man. Don't do that.
Hey, when was the last time you had a sent Tottenham day? When the last time you finish ahead of Spurs?
Okay, alright, so the only comment second. Right. Calm down now.
Yeah, but we finish ahead of Spurs.
I think
and Mourinho gets sacked.
I think it's a bluff. I felt it was like they did it on the eve of the announcement to try to bring back to force UEFA to not actually make the announcement, even though they vote. I think they're trying to make their intentions clear that that they need more money and that they're actually willing to break away and things like that.
If they really do hell of a bluff.
If they do really go on with this thing, the ramifications, man, is gonna affect. I can't see it not affecting football for almost like a year, really.
Forever.
Well, I'm talking about like the short term of what does it mean for teams currently in competition right now? What does it mean for players trying to go to the national team coming up? All the legal battles are going to be going on.
The year before.
No Champions League this year.
All kind of thing, right? So I hope it's a bluff. If it's not a bluff, to be honest, right? I already get tired of the. I hear for the shake up of the alphabet boys and them. Yeah. I am not here for the long term. All right, even though yeah, I like watching good players and things like that. I don't know if I want to watch the same matchups every
week.
Well,
yeah, but it would be like every year. Players will become very fluid. Eh? Players will become
real trades.
The only people bluffing is UEFA.
Anyway,
I don't like
before I close up, Smee, Karen Smith, Mark. Is your surname again? Saunders. We appreciate you guys coming on, sharing all the inside dog. It was a real cool vibes.
Yeah, it was nice.
But Mark, I bring you here to be outlandish, and this is what you do.
Mark,
Jude Bellingham is the best young player anyway.
I will take that.
Podcast is the young players.
I will take that. I will take that.
He just went too far.
He went too far, man. Yeah.
I will take that.
It's alright.
You forget about Phil Foden.
I don't
rate Phil Foden later.